A Friday night before a football game on the campus of the University of Notre Dame is to a large degree a symbolic experience. The fervor for student body participation in the whole spectrum of a college football weekend reaches mammoth heights. The history and the legends of the game truly living in these Friday night pep rallies. Men and women who have learned here come back to cheer in later years, to participate. Last night, basketball coach Digger Phelps led the cheers. Tomorrow, it will not be just one coach, just one football player, just one cheer. It'll be you. You will be that driving force to motivate those coaches and those players to beat Southern Cal. I guarantee you this year's national championship in football will be decided on New Year's Day. We have got no time left. It starts tomorrow, and if Willie Fry wants everybody to wear green, then we will be the Green Machine. We are Green Machine. We are the Green Machine. We are. On a Saturday afternoon, this is the picture as the two teams have warmed up, and we're ready for game number 49 between the Southern California Trojans and the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame at Notre Dame Stadium in South Bend, Indiana. NCAA football and this ABC Sports Exclusive brought to you by Mutual of New York. Money for the future. And by Tuborg Gold, the golden beer of Danish kings, now brewed in America and affordable to everyone. Southern California ranked 4th in the coaches poll, UPI 5th, Associated Press with a record of 5-1 in 1977. Notre Dame ranked 10th, UPI 11th, AP with a record of 4-1 for 1977. This, of course, is the granddaddy of all of the intersectional rivalries in college football. Hello again, everybody. I'm Keith Jackson on a beautiful afternoon. Autumnal, to say the least, because it's chilly, but it's dry. And the old Notre Dame Stadium is going to once again, I think, be what you might call a psychologist's workshop, because the range of emotions at this ball game every time it's played here is incredible. Legends live, truly. From Jess Harper through Rockney and Leahy and Parsegan and now Devine. From Jones and Hill and McKay and now John Robinson. It's always been the same. This is a moment in a life for those who participate that they remember forever. It's something you cannot cast aside because it is one of those precious things that very few really get a chance to savor, to take a bite of, to really enjoy. And this ball game and this setting, I guess, represents the true spirit of college football as much as any. We'll have a look at Southern California's Trojans in a moment. The University of Southern California Marching Band and the cheerleaders are here to raise the roof in behalf of the Trojans today. Been scratching and scraping to save their money to come here. They'll be watching number 6, Rob Hurdle, hopefully lead their Trojans along to a good ball game with the help of two outstanding receivers, William Gay, tight end, and Randy Simron, the wide receiver. Now, Hurdle, number 6, has completed 66 of 116 passes for 1,031 yards, averaging better than 15 yards per completion, and Randy Simron, number 18, has caught at least one pass in 29 consecutive games. The tight end, William Gay, is a very big target when needed. He's 6'6", 225 pounds, number 86, and you can watch him here as the big guy tucks the ball away well and runs very hard. He's caught just 7 so far, but he is More than just a fair blocker, he's a great one. And, of course, tailback is the glamour position at Southern California with Charles White and Dwight Ford running 1-2 at that spot this year. Charles White, number 12, is a 187-pound sophomore. He's a game breaker. He runs very well in traffic for his size, and give him a crack in the secondary, and he'll burn you. Tailback gets a lot of calls in the Southern California offense. White, for example, has carried 144 times this year for an average right at 5 yards per carry. Number 22, Dwight Ford, remarkable runner in that he has tremendous acceleration, as you can see right there. He gets you eyeball to eyeball, he gives you a little juke, and then just blows away from you. Tremendous speed, averaging better than 7 yards a carry. The hammer in the Trojan backfield, number 36, Mosi Tatupu, the fullback, a 225-pound Samoan who averages 6 yards a carry, spends much of his time, however, as the blocking back. He opens the doors for the SC tailbacks. Well, joining us today is our analyst and commentator, the man who guided the Razorbacks of Arkansas to great heights, Frank Broyles. And Frank, I know that you're entertained and in a lot of ways believe the same way in the philosophy of coaching college football that John Robinson does.
Well, John Robinson is well prepared for this job. 16 years as assistant coach, and he's known best by great, outstanding passing teams. When he was at Oregon in 70 and 71, they defeated Southern Cal, and John McKay hired him, said, put in this offense for us. John said he did, but McKay wouldn't let him use it.
About the defensive philosophy now for USC.
Southern Cal uses a containment-type defense. Bend a little bit, hopefully never break him. But this cost them dearly, and they lost to Alabama, and they've made some changes. And they, in this ball game, plan to attack more, force some fumbles, and get some losses.
They will have to penetrate some, I would think, to handle Notre Dame.
Notre Dame are powerful, and they're going to be running straight at them if they stay in that same defense, just as Alabama did.
That's a look at the Southern California Trojans as they get ready for their annual fracas with the Fighting Irish, and we'll take a look at Notre Dame in just a moment. The name is Joe Montana from Monongahela, Pennsylvania, something of a miracle worker in his up-and-down career at Notre Dame. This big guy, Ken McAfee, a prototype tight end, may be the very best at his position in the country. Number 3, Joe Montana, quarterback. Lost last year with a shoulder injury. Far in the background as this season began, but in the Purdue game, got the call, led the Irish to a close victory. Today will be his 3rd straight start, and he'll have to go some today to big number 81, Ken McAfee, who has caught 25 passes this season for 331 yards. But here's the man you'll hear a lot about, number 30, Jerome Heavens. Today he will be the deep back in an I formation alignment that Notre Dame plans to use much of the time. Evans, a 204-pound junior, averaging 5 yards a carry, ran for 200 yards last week against Army, carried the ball 34 times out of that I formation, and he will get a lot of carries this afternoon. There has been a lack of consistency in the Notre Dame offense all season. That primarily is the reason why they have changed the basic offensive set. Emotion and spirit, well, there's just no measure of it. You really can't totally reach it and record it as the Notre Dame band plays Fight On for Ole SC. And now the song that everybody seems to know, the Notre Dame Victory March.
when I was a player on the opposite side of the field, it would bring chill bumps over me every time.
What about this business of changing your offensive formation halfway through a season now?
What they want to do, Keith, is get Jerome Evans lined up directly behind the quarterback where he can run both to the right and to the left. He's their best ball carrier, and by doing this, he can carry it 30 or 35 times a game.
You saw Montana warming up. You said, I believe, if I can quote you correctly, he does zip it.
He can zip the football, and he's had some disappointments and frustrations, but today is his supreme test. He's come off the bench before and led Notre Dame from the brink of defeat to victory. He's a favorite of the fans, and the coaches have confidence in him because he's come up the hard way. Trials and tribulations make a good quarterback.
Defensively, they've got to keep SC from possessing the ball, and SC does that normally, though, by running your ends, student body right and left.
Notre Dame has the two greatest ends in football, in Fry and Brownham. They stopped Southern California's offense running last year, and they plan to do it again this year. You cannot stop Southern Cal's both running and passing. You've got to make up your mind, Keith. If you're going to stop the running, you've got a chance to do the passing. This is their game plan.
You mentioned the Alabama game, the one loss that Southern California suffered. Their defense didn't handle the Alabama option well, but at the same time, the Trojans did not go to the air very early in the game.
They will not hammer like they did against Alabama and then come up short at the end of the ball game, putting on a fierce passing attack, as we all remember. After they throw that ball, after they run 2 or 3 times, they're going to come out throwing.
So we expect then they'll try to spread that Irish defense to give the running backs some room. All right, that's the pregame look at the two teams. We'll be back with more in a moment. Here comes the Trojans. Southern California defeating Missouri, Oregon State, Texas Christian, Washington State, losing by a point to Alabama, beating Oregon last week with a record of 5-1, ranked 4th in the nation. Never, ladies and gentlemen, has a Notre Dame football team been early coming out of that tunnel. Never. I'm Keith Jackson, along with Frank Broyles, who, as a player and the coach at Georgia Tech, waited in that tunnel in a stadium that I called earlier a psychologist's workshop because every emotion known to man is present here.
The atmosphere is electrifying. I can remember coming out of that tunnel to that sensation of an exciting, enthusiastic crowd that's unequaled anywhere in the country.
Intimidating, isn't it?
It's intimidating, but the opposing coach can't let intimidate his players, or Notre Dame will be invincible.
Yeah, here comes the Trojan horse, and Notre Dame, for the first time, is coming out of the tunnel. You heard the reference about a green machine. Look at the jersey. That's a Notre Dame football team for the first time wearing green. You talk about stretching emotions, looking for an asset, finding an advantage, whatever it takes. The players, when they went back to the locker room, were given the green shirts. And here they come. Listen to the crowd. Record for the Fighting Irish, beating Pittsburgh, losing to Ole Miss, coming back to beat Purdue, Michigan State, and Army. And today, this is the team they consider their arch rival, if you can believe it, a team from Los Angeles, California, the USC Trojans. And as this Notre Dame version of a Trojan horse is being pulled out onto the field, you will see some people come tumbling out of it, I suspect. But somebody did a lot of work to prepare for this, and there are your co-captains of today's game for Notre Dame is coming out of the Trojan horse. The team wearing green for the first time. The traditional colors are blue and gold for Notre Dame. But again, looking for any kind of a psychological edge, Dan Devine had put together this idea, and it looks to me like they came out about 2 feet off the ground.
They really did. It's a game of emotions anyway, Keith, but when the stakes are this high, the players are ready. They're pumped up, and they're a true winner. Gives his very best when his best is needed. And believe me, the best is going to be needed out here today.
this is an image game. I guess you could put that in capital letters because Notre Dame, being an independent, if they hope to have any idea of playing in a postseason game, this is one of the teams they've got to beat because it gives them national posture. It gives them position in the rankings. Southern California, of course, desires that same position in the rankings as well, but they are members of a conference and qualify through the conference for the Rose Bowl. We're about ready to put it on the tee at South Bend.
And that's what Notre Dame, Indiana looks like from the Goodyear blimp on October the 22nd for the 49th meeting between Southern California and Notre Dame. I'm Bill Fleming, speaking to you from the sidelines. Not only does Notre Dame have a psychological advantage here with those green shirts, but also the return to the lineup four very key men. Heim, Kreider, and Becker, the linebackers. Defensive end Willie Fry and fullback Vegas Ferguson. All are ready to go today. And on the other side of the coin, Southern California gets Mario Solano back into the lineup for the first time in 1 month at linebacker. So we're just about set to go. Let's go upstairs to Frank Broyles and Keith Jackson.
Thank you very much, Bill Fleming. And settling in deep for the University of Southern California to receive the kick will be Dwight Ford. Double check it here. Rod Connors is number 17. So it's Ford, the speedster. And Rod Connors, and kicking off, it'll be number 13, Dave Reed for Notre Dame. The Irish in green, 56 degrees. The sun is bright. And the game is underway. Number 49 between the Trojans and the Irish, and it goes to Ford. And Ford comes to about the 23-yard line before he is really whacked down. Now let's check the Southern California starting backfield for you as they come out for the first defensive possession. Rob Hurdle, number 6, will be the quarterback. They will operate primarily out of the eye with Charles White at tailback, Mosse Tutupu at fullback. The flanker is Calvin Sweeney, number 24, a real flyer, and Randy Simron, number 18, the split end. Simron right, Sweeney in motion. First play of the ball game from the 23. Tutupu, the fullback, to the 25. Just over it, close to the 26. With Doug Becker, number 43, and Mike Calhoun making the stop. The offensive line for the University of Southern California, substantial in size. Munoz, for example, is a big one. Pat Howell at guard. The center is Gary Bethel. The Brad Buddy is the right side. And John Schumacher is the offensive tackle with Bill Gay, William Gay, the tight end. Now one lone remaining back, Charles White. They send Tutupu in motion. He pitches to White. Tutupu leading the blocking up the sideline. White hit at the 40, drives to the 41, maybe the 42, before Joe Restick, number 7, brings him down. Defensively, Notre Dame has Ross Browner, Ken Dyke, Bob Golick, Mike Calhoun, and Willie Fry. Up front, linebackers for the Fighting Irish are Steve Heim, Kreider, and Doug Becker. The secondary, and a very good one, Luther Bradley, Ted Bergmeyer, Jim Browner, and Joe Restick, who made that last tackle. It's first down, Southern California, at the 35, where Charles White stepped out of bounds. So he lost 5, having stepped on the chalk on the near sideline. Here's the pitch to White again. Missed by 1 in the backfield and gets it up around the 45-yard line, close to a first down. Number 94 for Notre Dame had penetrated and almost got him. Willie Fry, the defensive end.
They're actually hooking Willie Fry on that sweep. Gay has made 2 good blocks to set up both plays.
Keith Jackson, Frank Broyles, and Bill Fleming talking at you from South Bend, Indiana, Notre Dame Stadium, where it is second down and a short yard, just short of the 45-yard line for SC. Hurdle gives it to White, and White's got the first down as he gets out to near the 46, just beyond the 46-yard line, with Ted Bergmeyer and Doug Becker, cornerback and linebacker, making stop for Notre Dame. All of that noise last night at the pep rally about the green machine, and it had a motive as the Fighting Irish showed up today wearing green. Cal Sweeney goes wide to the right. They send Randy Simron into the near sidelines. Out of the I formation, Sweeney goes in motion. And Hurdle to throw for the first time. Looks for Sweeney, has him. Hits him. at the Notre Dame 41-yard line. First down, Southern California. Randy Simron was on the other side of the field. This is how he fared.
This is a legal block. You can block the offensive man before the ball is thrown, but once the ball is thrown, it would be a penalty.
Simron again comes to the left side. This time it is the open side of the field. Bergmeyer takes him on one-on-one. Hurdle to White. White to the sidelines, gets some yardage as he gets inside the 40 to about the 37. He was shoved out by Ross Browner, number 89 for Notre Dame, with help from Bradley.
The offensive line are blocking man for man. No penetration by Notre Dame. The ball carrier can choose his route to run. Very effective play on 3 sweeps.
Willie Fry playing the open side of the field. Ross Browner playing the closed side of the field. Simron to the left. Tatupu in motion. Hurdle to throw. On second down and 6, dumps it off short to Joe Shipp in at tight end. And Shipp doesn't get a whole lot out of the play as he moved it down to about the Notre Dame 35-yard line, where it's going to bring up third down now for Southern California and 4 yards to go. It's exactly 4 yards.
No hammering and hammering. Wide plays, delays, all type of plays in a very mixed offense.
First offensive possession of the afternoon by either team as Notre Dame kicked off to Southern California. 12:05 to go, first quarter. No score. Third down, 4 for SC. Hurdle rolls to the left. Goes back the other way. Sweeney on the sidelines, out of bounds. Pass incomplete. Luther Bradley defending and did a good job.
He's one of the best in America. It was a simple down and out pattern, throwback, 1-on-1. Bradley backed up, but when the ball was thrown, he broke in front, deflected it, incomplete.
On the field now for Southern California with a football at the Notre Dame 35, you have Frank Jordan, who will try a field goal.
They could not kick it this far in practice against the wind, Keith. 35 yards was their average.
Mike Carey holding, 52-yard try. Just short. Just missed it. So Notre Dame's defense holds USC as they miss on a 52-yard field goal try. And Notre Dame sends out Joe Montana at quarterback, Jerome Evans as the deep man out of the I formation. Dave Waymer will be the halfback with the flanker. Dave Mitchell, the fullback. And Chris Haynes, the split end. First down, Notre Dame. No score. Their first offensive possession. It goes to Evans, the deep man out of the I, and he wiggles up for about 2 yards, and a penalty flag is thrown down into the stack. So now let's check the offensive front while we wait for the call on the penalty. Tim Foley, Dave Benson at guard for Notre Dame, Dave Huffman, a center, Ernie Hughes at the other guard, big guy from Idaho, Steve McDaniels, and Ken McAfee, the tight end. The assessment will go against Southern California. In the ball game against Alabama, if I remember, SC was nailed for about 133 yards in that ball game in penalties. And this is a major as it's moved up to the 37-yard line. Face mask on the ball carrier Evans. And it's first down, Notre Dame now at the 37. This time they split the backs. Evans. Jerome Evans getting outside to the 40-yard line for a pickup of 3 yards where Mario Salato brought him down, a linebacker from Manhattan Beach, a senior who's had some leg trouble. Up front, it's Walt Underwood, Rich Demler, and Myron Lapka, and Demler is a little bit lame. Gary Cobb, Clay Matthews, Ed Gutierrez, Mario Salato, the linebackers. The secondary for Southern Cal, Ricky Odom, Larry Brazil, Dennis Thurman, and Willie Crawford. On second down and 7, Montana gives it to Jerome Evans again, and he's out to the 42 where Salato cuts him down, pinned him down actually after Walt Underwood has taken his feet from under him. The story on Jerome Heavens for 1977, 530 yards, an average of 5 yards a carry. Tom Doman now is in at a flanker position for Notre Dame. On 3rd down at the 42, they need 5 yards. Montana to throw. Looks for Doman. Running out of time. Gets some good blocking. 1st down, Notre Dame, as Joe Montana crosses midfield and runs it out right about the Southern California 46-yard line, and he got a super block from Dave Mitchell to get him to the sideline.
He was looking for McAfee down the middle, and the Notre Dame coaches, Keith, say that he will force the ball to McAfee because often enough he'll come up with a big play. But Southern Cal was in a 4-man front. The ends got boxed inside and gave him running room outside.
He ran for 12. It's 1st down. Irish at the Trojan 46. Notre Dame has the wind at their back. Jerome Heavens. They'll mark him at the 43 for 3 yards. Ed Gutierrez, number 50. And Gary Cobb, 53. On that play, Gutierrez getting the primary hit. 2nd down, 7, Notre Dame. Southern California with the 3 big guys up front. Linebackers come to the front to help them. Gives them a 5-man front as Montana keeps the ball, drops to throw, throws. It is complete to McAfee. And he is tumbled out of bounds at the Southern California 33-yard line for another Notre Dame 1st down.
This is a crossing pattern off of a bootleg fake in the backfield. McAfee sprints across in behind the linebackers. They lose him. Montana spots him, and he is not hard to spot. Look at those great hands.
And now Notre Dame on the move. Southern California moved it to the Irish 35, held there. Now here comes Notre Dame banging right back. 1st quarter of play, no score. 9:53 to go in the 1st period. It's Jerome Heavens. Underwood just missed him. And he wiggles around to the 30, maybe inside the 30 for the better part of 4 yards. Gary Cobb making the stop. This program, a special exclusive of ABC Sports. Let's pause 5 seconds to allow our local stations to identify themselves. If you want to track Jerome Heavens on the afternoon, he's 5 for 14 so far. Split the backs this time. Send Doman wide to the right, Tom Doman. Montana on 2nd down and 8. Hit as he released the ball. Had nothing on it. Mario Salato in there with a little help from Big Walt Underwood, number 95. Underwood had a tough day as you look at Dan Devine on the sidelines in his game against Alabama and the option. But today looks like he's going to have be involved a little more action, doesn't it?
He's one of the quickest players in Southern Cal history. Here he's using his hands, sheds the blocker, gets knocked down, but gets up again.
3rd down now and 7. Montana to throw. Gets it off. Pass is complete. Down the sidelines to Dave Mitchell, the fullback, and it's 1st down Notre Dame at the Southern California 13-yard line. 16 yards on the play.
That was some imagination on that play, Keith. The fullback faked up the middle and went in the weak side flat on a bootleg fake. Have not seen Notre Dame use that particular play this year. Of course, they're in the I formation. They hadn't had a chance.
Weak side flat on a bootleg fake. You put that to music, you'd have a hit. Tight ends now. Mark Saya and Ken McAfee. Double tight end offense. 1st down. Notre Dame at the Southern California 13-yard line. Tom Doman is in motion. Southern California's offside. Clay Matthews, number 60, trying to anticipate the count. Made contact along the line of scrimmage. And it'll be a penalty against the Trojans.
That is a tough penalty because they had 1st down on the 14. This is going to give them 1st down and 5. You can see Matthews, number 60, whose daddy was a great football player, Keith, and I coached his dad at Georgia Tech. He had tried to anticipate the rhythm that Notre Dame had snapped the ball before, but they staggered snap count, and he was offside.
Referee is Glenn Fortin today. Head linesman Art White, Steve Higgins the back judge, Jim Cheffers the umpire, Charles Vagel the field judge, and John Jones the line judge. 3 out of the Big Ten and 3 out of the Pacific 8. It is first down at the 8-yard line for Notre Dame. First and goal to go, and Jerome Evans rides it inside the 5. Middle of the defensive unit, led by Rich Dimbler, number 92, and then help from Ricky Odom and Willie Crawford. Finally wrestled him down, but he was really shirt-tailing that offensive front, wasn't he?
I like your term, wiggle. He looks like an I formation tailback of a long standing, wiggling through there. That's what they have to do. Find a little daylight.
It is second down. They get inside the 3. They will have a first and goal to go. Second down, and they need about 1.5 yards for a first down. They go to the fullback, Mitchell, touchdown. Steve McDaniel, the right tackle, Ken McAfee at that tight end position, and Ernie Hughes. Those are the people they chose to go behind, and why not? It's 253, 276, and 249, all seniors, and Mitchell went in standing.
It was a slant-off tackle play, Keith, and they put a man in motion for the first time on the goal line. Dan Devine said he was going to do that to get them shift their backs, and it worked.
Ted Bergmeyer will hold for Dave Reed. It is good with 8 minutes and 22 seconds to play in the first quarter. Notre Dame takes the lead over Southern California 7-0. The Notre Dame touchdown scored by the fullback Mitchell.
They had put their wing back in motion, just a fullback slant-off tackle play. Their strong safety had moved out with a man in motion and left a void. No one there. Ground level shot of it, just a reverse safe handoff. Mitchell tucks that ball away and scores with it.
Dave Mitchell, 198-pound sophomore from Phoenix, Arizona. And the Fighting Irish lead the Trojans 7-0. Dave Reed will kick off with Dwight Ford and Rod Connors. High kick to Connors at the 5. To the 20. That'll do it.
That drive fired up the Notre Dame football team. 80 yards, 11 plays, 3 minutes and 27 seconds consumed. A classic performance by Montana.
Plus 2 mistakes by Southern California's defense. One face mask 15 yards and then offside or encroachment.
Inside the 15.
At the 21-yard line, first down, Southern Cal. Simrin comes left. Sweeney is right. The Tupu is the fullback. He's in front of Charles White. And White is across the 25 for about 5 yards near the 26.
Southern Cal is putting their formation, Keith, into the boundary. Brownell, their strong safety, is going to the field, so they're one man shy in the boundary, and they run the sweep to that side.
You can see that Notre Dame's defense has been tough over the last 2 games. Sweeney and Simrin both come wide left to the open side of the field on second down and call it 4. And it goes to Charles White. This time, a little guy. I want to call him little, but he's not so little. He weighs 187 pounds, and he hits you like a thunderbolt. He runs the football out beyond the 35, near the 36, for a Southern California first down. Dave Mitchell, who scored the touchdown for Notre Dame, there on the bench. That had to pump them up, too, when they go in and suddenly are given green jerseys for the first time.
It certainly did.
I thought they were going to knock some bricks out of this old stadium when the team came out wearing green. First down for the Trojans, 36-yard line. Hurdle gives to White, caught behind the line of scrimmage and dragged down by Mike Calhoun, number 77, a 250-pound junior from Youngstown, Ohio. Now let's spend a moment with Bill Fleming.
All right, Keith, let's quickly get caught up to date now on the Penn State-West Virginia game. Penn State scored at the first minute and 28 seconds of that game on a block kick, and so they got off and running very, very quickly. Syracuse now has gone ahead of Pittsburgh. Bob Avery on a 3-yard run put him out in front after a 3-3 tie, and in this one, North Carolina State and Clemson are tied 0-0 at halftime. Keith?
Thank you, Bill. Loss of 3, second down 13, Hurdle to throw. Looks over the middle, goes to Simrin, mix-up, overthrew his man. He had Hurdle open in a short pattern for a moment. Then there was some double teamed, and Hurdle looking downfield apparently didn't feel that he could force the ball into Randy Simrin. And so he lofted it downfield. fell incomplete. You had a couple of pretty decent people back there to work against, too, I'll tell you, with Bergmeyer and Restick within handshaking distance of Randy Simron.
They had covered in front and behind, so don't throw it.
Kevin Williams is in the ball game for Southern California now, number 8. And he is the California State sprint champion, or was in high school. Can fly. Hurdle back to throw. On 3rd and 13. Goes to the sidelines to Randy Simron. And Randy Simron continues his remarkable individual record at Southern California as he, I believe this is 30 consecutive games in which he has caught a pass. He runs right straight at Ted Bergmeyer. Bergmeyer that time didn't get him, did he?
And it's unusual to block him except on the line of scrimmage with a man that has upside responsibility. Simron made a great move, eluding the block and breaking outside. He was wide open.
First down, Southern California, just across midfield at the Notre Dame 49. They're playing on real grass here in South Bend. It's Charles White fumbling, picks it up, and then he's belted out. Doug Becker, linebacker for the Irish, knocked him out of bounds, and Charlie was lucky. He could have lost that one.
On natural turf, it doesn't usually, that ball's oblong. It doesn't usually bounce that way. Lucky break for him.
Give him 1 yard on that carry, and White comes off the field now. And Dwight Ford is in at the tailback position. Ford broke one earlier this year, I believe, against Washington State for 70 yards. He has tremendous acceleration. Second down, 9. Sweeney in motion. Hurdle rolls. Throws it back to William Gay, the tight end, and he didn't get a nickel's worth out of that. He was contacted right at the line of scrimmage. Mike Calhoun again on the stop for Notre Dame.
Southern Cal are spreading the defense with 4 receivers and then trying to dump the ball to the tight end right up the middle, and the middle linebacker was keying him all the way.
It'll be 3rd down and 9 for Southern California, just inside the Notre Dame 49, with the Irish leading 7-0, 5:24 to go, first quarter. Hurdle to throw under pressure. Gets away from 3. Throws it. Sweeney open. Got it. Inside the 15. Out of bounds at the 11-yard line. First down, Southern California. Ross Browner, Jim Browner, the strong safety, was blitzing, and you saw Hurdle step away from him and left 3 green shirts in his wake. He had a lot of room on the sidelines to go, but he had Sweeney wide open. He took Sweeney for 37 yards.
They were in man-for-man coverage, and when you have man-for-man coverage, Keith, you cannot let them pass a scramble. You've got to contain him. Hurdle got outside, and there was no defense.
Now Southern California threatening. First down at the Irish 11. Charles White, maybe 2 yards to the 9.
When Hurdle saw that rush coming, he wasn't ruffled at all. He just merely stepped outside and waited for the receivers to get open.
Well, Hackett, the Southern California quarterback coach, says he's the coolest customer he's ever dealt with.
This is his 5th year, and he's waited to be the starting quarterback at Southern Cal, and he said, we're going to have a good year. I'm ready. I like that confidence.
Second down, 8 for the first down. Second down, 9 for the touchdown. Hurdle on a roll. Ball is batted and falls incomplete. Looked like he was hunting for William Gay, the tight end, or possibly Cal Sweeney, who had broken into the corner. But the ball was batted at the line of scrimmage.
They had the big rush. Man came clean and collected the ball.
Well, you look along that defensive front for Notre Dame, where you have Calhoun at 6'5", Willie Fry 6'3", Dyke is 6'2", Browner is 6'3", a lot of height. Golick, that big linebacker, 6'3". And Golick will play in a down position in this corner of the field, and he's down in a nose guard spot right now. Third down from the 9. Hurdle throws it, and it's incomplete. Randy Simron, the intended receiver, and Luther Bradley ate him up. Bradley was a blanket.
Here's the replay. Simron's going to come inside and break back out, and Bradley's playing him man for man and rolls with him and then gets his hands on the ball even though it's out of bounds and incomplete.
So Southern California will settle for a field goal try. They missed a 52-yarder. Frank Jordan now will try one from 26 out of Mike Terry's hole. Plenty on it. Missed it. So that's going to jack the Irish up even more as they hold Southern California and lead 7-0. There's the famous Golden Dome on the campus at the University of Notre Dame. You can see how the trees are starting to turn colors here in October. Really pretty countryside. And Notre Dame Stadium, where the Fighting Irish have the football now. First down at their own 20-yard line. Having held Southern California to take over. And here they come with Jerome Heavens out of the I formation, out for 2 yards to about the 22-yard line. Goodyear Blimp, of course, flying overhead, providing that scenic tour of the Notre Dame campus with Captain Don McDuff at the controls, Charlie Mitchell on our ABC camera, and Dick Williams handling video. The good airship, America. 7-0, Notre Dame. Southern California turned away after a first down at the Irish 11-yard line. This time it is Dave Mitchell fighting out across the 25 to the 26, and here again is Bill Fleming.
All right, let's get caught up to date here now on the Pittsburgh-Syracuse game. Pitt has gone ahead 11-10. Matt Cavanaugh passed to Willie Taylor on a 19-yard touchdown pass, and then Tom Usick passed to Steve Ganstead on the 2-point conversion. So that's quite a game going on there. Now back to this one.
Thank you, Bill. Just outside the 25, call it 3rd down and 4 for Notre Dame. Montana rolls to throw, gets his pass away to McAfee. Great catch.
No wonder that he wants to force the ball in there. He was well covered right in front of him. It's a pattern right in the crease. The flanker's breaking outside, and McAfee's trying to get right in front of the halfback in safety. And look at the throw. What hands. Truly remarkable, great hands.
14-yard gain, first down. Notre Dame just short of the 40. Heavens. Oh, trying to spin away. He did get away, but by that time, there were a lot of white shirts coming after him, and they get him. Just across the 40, call it 1 yard. 2nd down, 9 coming up for Notre Dame. Waymer is into the lineup now at a flanker spot for the Irish, and Doman comes out. 2:25 to go in the first quarter. The Irish lead 7-0, and it turned the USC away twice. Montana to throw on 2nd and 9. Gets it off. Pass is incomplete. It was knocked out of the hands of Dave Waymer, a sophomore out of Charlotte, North Carolina, as Larry Brazil, defending for Southern California. He's a junior from Fort Worth, Texas. And yes, indeed, almost the entire geography of the country represented in the rosters of these two teams.
They have 7 million to recruit from, but they go out after the top 15 football players in America. They've got 4 starters on defense from across the country outside of California.
3rd down and 9 now for Notre Dame. Montana straight back. Gets it up for Doman. Incomplete over his head. Tom Doman coming out of the flanker spot. Cutting to the sidelines, and the pass was overthrown. So Notre Dame now will have to punt with the wind at the back.
Both teams have come to play, Keith. They're throwing that football. Both of them using man in motion to try to make the defense shift their assignments and make a mistake. Anything to get an advantage.
First kick of the ball game. The first punt of the ball game. Lynn Kane is the deep man for Southern California. Joe Restick will punt for Notre Dame. Hicks bounced to the sidelines just short of the 20. And then it's knocked out of bounds. So Southern California is going to get the ball first down at the 21-yard line with 1 minute and 56 seconds to play first quarter, and the Irish leading 7-0.
The unexpected is commonplace in the colorful Notre Dame Southern Cal series, and Dan Devine might well be remembered for masterminding the cagiest plot of them all. While the Irish were warming up in their traditional blue and gold, Devine secretly had a new green jersey placed in each of the players' lockers. The move turned out to be a Trojan horse for the Irish, who always seem to be charged up for USC, as Ken McAfee explains.
Southern Cal Notre Dame rivalry throughout the years has just been an unbelievable football game. I think it's up on top of all the rivalries in the country. And, you know, of course, year in and year out, it's a hard-hitting contest and just a great football game.
The Green Machine sacked quarterback Rob Hurdle. Deflected his passes. And caused turnovers as the Trojans saw the green jerseys from close range all day. The spark for the Irish on this day was provided by Ted Bergmeyer, a candidate for both offensive and defensive player of the game. He ran 21 yards on a fake field goal to set up a touchdown. Intercepted a sure Rob Hurdle to Randy Simron touchdown pass. And Cooley turned a bad snap on an extra point try into 2 points by scrambling and then passing to flanker Tom Doman, who made the most talked about catch of the day. Joe Montana went to his favorite target, Ken McAfee, 8 times. This one good for a 12-yard touchdown. The defense helped with the point production when Bob Golick blocked Marty King's punt. Tackle Jay Case scooped it up and rambled 30 yards for a touchdown. The Irish savored their first win over the Trojans since 1973, the same year they won the national championship.
All right, the ball is a ball's length away from the end zone. It is 3rd down. The Irish break the huddle and come up to the line of scrimmage. And Montana with a tight formation now calls the signals. Man in motion to the left-hand side this time, and Montana takes it on a quarterback sneak. Straight ahead. No doubt this time. Touchdown, Irish.
So Notre Dame gets control of the ball on the SC 14-yard line on an SC fumble. Heinkreiter making the tackle, and Leroy Leopold, the reserve linebacker, making the recovery, and they take it in from 14 yards out. Notre Dame has gone from the heights of joy to complete despair. Before that, they had fumbled after a long drive from their own 16-yard line, and now they score.
Let me tell you something. The most unpopular men in this state would have been Glenn Fortin, Art White, Stephen Higgins, Sheffers, Viggory, and Jones, the officials. Here's the point after try. It's fumbled by Bergmeyer. He rolls out to the left-hand side. He'll try to run it in. He heads for the sidelines and throws in the end zone, and it is good. Believe it or not, he threw a pass in the end zone to Tom Doman. Doman made the catch. Bergmeyer fumbled the snap, picked it up, raced around to the left side to the near sidelines, threw into the end zone. Simron breaks out and is wide right. Here's a big 3rd down 3 situation. Tutupu in motion to the left, turns down the field. Hurdle is back to throw. He comes to the sidelines, intercepted by Notre Dame at the 40-yard line. It is picked off by Notre Dame's Bradley. Luther Bradley picked it off at the 40, gets it back to the 35, to the 38, and it is 1st down for the Irish.
Who can forget that helmet-shattering tackle that he had against Lynn Swann early in his career? It turned a whole football game around here at Notre Dame Stadium. And again, Luther Bradley comes up with his 4th or 5th big play of the afternoon.
The ball is down at the 33-yard line. It will be 4th down and about 5 for Notre Dame, and in to try the field goal is Dave Reed. Bergmeyer will hold at the 40. It's a 50-yard field goal attempt. Practically no wind blowing at the moment. Here's the snap. The ball is down. No, Bergmeyer has it. Rolls out to the right-hand side. He'll run with it at the 30, the 25, to the 20, to the 15. Bergmeyer's out of bounds at the 10-yard line.
Well, I asked
but you have to beat him at the line of scrimmage. But that was one of those special things he had planned. Bergmeyer on the field goal fake, takes it wide, goes to the far side of the field, cuts away from a Trojan at the line of scrimmage, and goes 22 yards. A new life for the Irish.
I'll tell you something. When I saw Big Steve McDaniels down there, if he'd have cocked his arm and thrown that ball with an illegal receiver downfield, I was saying, oh, no, don't do it. Run with it. That's exactly what he intended to do, and did Ted Bergmeyer run with it. The officials say he stepped out of bounds at the 13-yard line, but it's first down for Notre Dame at the Southern Cal 13 with 28 seconds remaining before half.
A few words about Bergmeyer. He's made his second key play of the game here this afternoon. Bergmeyer was a great running back at times in high school, had several records behind him, moved here to Notre Dame, went out for wide receiver for a while when he first came, and then they put him in the defensive backfield. Ted Bergmeyer plays everywhere, and he plays well everywhere as well. He's got good speed.
Got to remember one thing. It was Mr. Bergmeyer who threw the pass, Mr. Bergmeyer who also intercepted one, and now Mr. Bergmeyer runs with it. 25 yards on the play. It'll be first and goal for Southern California at the Notre Dame 3-yard line. Here's Hurdle now, sending his man Sweeney in motion out to the right-hand side and pitching it back to White. White turns the right side, fumbles the football in the end zone. They dive for the ball. It goes out of bounds. It was touched by a Notre Dame man first. Last, I believe. And I believe that it is going to go over to Notre Dame.
Notre Dame gets possession. Yes, Notre Dame did touch it last. And once again, I believe it was Bergmeyer who got his fingers on the ball as it went over the end line, and Notre Dame takes over. First down, 10 yards to go on its 20-yard line.
35-13. The Irish knocking on the door again. Third down, goal to go from the half-yard line. In tight. Orsini Waymer is the man in motion out to the left-hand side, and here is Joe Montana trying to dive in. He got his head in. Touchdown as the quarterback of the Irish holds the football on the keeper and goes in to score.
Joe Montana, who is quarterback Notre Dame with a sure hand here this afternoon, gets a little glory for himself. There's glory spread all over this Notre Dame team this afternoon. But Montana scores a touchdown. Congratulations for Tri-Captain Terry Yorick as he comes over to the sideline. Yorick whispers something into his ear, and now Notre Dame will try for the extra point, leading 41-13.
In the first quarter statistics, Frank Broyles, Southern California with a 50-yard edge in total yardage, but they're behind on the board.
Missed 2 scoring opportunities, which must be disappointing to them.
Third down, an inch. About the 43-yard line. It's Lynn Kane, and he gets plenty of yardage for the first down as he hammers it out past the 46. So as they start the second quarter of play, Southern California with a first down just beyond their own 46, trailing by a score of 7-0. Noting that Penn State score of a moment ago, I'd just like to say, for all the many friends of the Paterno family, we hope Joe Paterno's young son, David, is coming along fine after an accident. He had a severe concussion. Little David is feeling much better. First down for the Southern California Trojans. They're going for the big one. Simrin is out there. It is intercepted by Bergmeyer. Oh, what an exciting run, and he's got some room. That kid's a heck of a football player. He's done everything at Notre Dame except pump up the balls, and he's made a brilliant interception when it looked like Simrin was gone.
Here's Semling running the post route, and Keith, I thought he had him beat. He had a step on it, and the ball was perfectly thrown, and look at him jump and catch the ball in its height, and then watch him run. I can't describe it.
Got a big block right there from Bob Golick to turn him back on upfield for another 15 yards.
What a play.
First down, Notre Dame at the Southern California 49-yard line. The Irish are hot. Montana hands it off to Jerome Evans out of the I formation. He almost lost the football as he plummets down to the Southern California 44 for 5 yards.
The momentum is all in Notre Dame's favor right now. They need to get some more points on the board while they have it. Look at that crowd.
Second down and 5 from the 44 of Southern California. Montana, the quarterback out of the split formation, gives it off to Dave Mitchell. No, it is Terry Urick, number 40. And Urich runs for a Notre Dame first down at the Southern California 34-yard line. So Terry Urich, 196-pound senior out of Saginaw, Michigan, who's been wearing a Southern California T-shirt for the better part of a month just to keep reminding him of the chore at hand today. Banged it through. There's young Berkmeyer. He's a fine player.
Happy young man.
First down, Notre Dame at the Southern Cal 34. That's Jerome Heavens. And Heavens is inside the 30 to the 29, Mario Salato. On the tackle, number 59 in white for Southern Cal.
I'm impressed with the way Heavens runs low, Keith. He's down beneath those would-be tacklers, and he is wiggling, as you said, for extra yardage.
Steve Schmidt's on the field now at a wide receiver position, along with Tom Doman for Notre Dame. Second down, 5 from the 29. It's Heavens. Loses his footing as he cut back, and as he cut back, he had some daylight.
The Notre Dame fans didn't like that call. They didn't think his knee was down, but they had the safety blitz on.
Today on ABC's Wide World of Sports at 5 Eastern and Pacific, 4 Central, Nadia Comaneci, United States and Romania women's gymnastics out of New Orleans, Louisiana, and the Harlem Globetrotters, led by Meadowlark Lemon. Later today, here on ABC, Montana to roll on third down and 9. The pass is incomplete, intended for Ken McAfee, and Willie Crawford, the rover, number 30, broke it up.
He just got his hand in front of the ball. It was right on target.
I think, though, this might be the time to say that Montana has a tendency to force the ball. We've been told that by the coaches. Here he does tend to force it toward McAfee, and Crawford's right there.
Look at the great play by Crawford, reaching out in front, deflecting the ball with his left hand.
It is fourth down, a 49-yard field goal attempt by Notre Dame's Dave Reed.
Watch a fake field goal and run right here. I don't believe he can kick it that right pass. I don't believe he can kick it that far.
Don't try. Into the wind, it is short. Wind is not that strong, about 15 miles an hour, but it's blowing dead straight into their face going that way. Timeout, 7-0, Notre Dame. As you again look out across the campus of the University of Notre Dame and down into the stadium, the Southern California defense holds the Fighting Irish. Take over the ball, first down at the 20. SC trailing by 7. Bob Hurdle gives the ball to Charles White. Oh, look out. Face mask. Face mask, that'll get him another 15 yards as he was dragged down up around the 34-yard line by Steve Heimkreider, and Steve obviously didn't try to grab that face mask. He just was reaching for the man.
That's all he could get hold of to get him down. This was a great cut by Charles White, turning inside the end, and he accelerates, and that's a face mask.
So the referee marches off 15 more big yards, and so the penalty situation now tends to even out. That's a 13-yard gain by White, plus 15, 28 yards. It's first down, Southern California, at the 48-yard line. Kevin Williams, the flyer, wide to the right. Going back toward the line of scrimmage in motion. This Hurdle pitches to White. And White crosses midfield right near the Notre Dame 48-yard line. He'll have the better part of, let's say, 3 yards on the carry. Second down, 7 coming. Bob Golick, the big 240-pound junior out of Willowick, Ohio, brought him down. Have a look at Golick doing his thing.
Number 55, the Notre Dame coaches say that he's had 5 great ball games, and here he is again, pursuing to the left, squaring up at the time White got in the hole, and a picture tackle.
Second and 7. Notre Dame 49-yard line for SC. Hurdle gives it to Tutupu, and Mosi is stopped short of the first down. He got across the 45 to the 44. Then he was shoved back by Ross Browner and Luther Bradley.
The style of play there, Keith, is that the linebackers are keying on White, the tailback, and when they hand it to the fullback, nobody knows he's got the ball. He just sneaks through.
Tackling him is like trying to wrestle a fire hydrant down. They need 2 yards. Got to go from just about the 44 to inside the 42. Third down, Southern Cal.
Illegal.
Penalty flag. Pass is completed for the first down, but the referee threw the flag. The penalty is going against the offense.
2 men in motion, Keith. I'm sorry, that was a mistake. 2 men went in motion. One of them realized it. He stopped real quick, but both of them have to stop before the play is a legal snap.
That'll cost them 5 as Glenn Fortin will mark it off, and let's spend a moment with Bill Fleming.
All right, with 6 minutes to go in the first half, Syracuse now has gone back up on top of Pitt by the score of 18-11. Bob Avery scoring his second touchdown of the day, and then Bill Hurley passed to Mike Jones on the 2-point conversion. So it's 18-11. And incidentally, Keith, you mentioned the son of Joe Paterno earlier. We checked with the hospital before today's game. His son is doing good. That's the hospital report. He's regained consciousness, so those are kind of reports we like to hear.
Yes, indeed. Third down and 7 now for Southern California. 3rd and 7. Hurdle will throw it. Over the middle, Simran dropped it. Randy had it. It was a little bit low, and he couldn't hang on as Hurdle had to drill it hard to get it in between the defenders, and it slithers away.
Here's the path that Silliman runs. He breaks straight down the field, comes across the wide open spaces in the middle, and Hurdle has it right on target, but a little bit low, and he took his eyes off of it.
And so we come up to Southern California's first punt of the day with Bergmeyer and Schmitz deep for Marty King's kick.
Lead, back to punt.
Averaging just over 39 yards per kick. Hangs a knuckleball up. It takes a good bounce for Southern California, and it is downed inside the 5-yard line by the Trojans. Good coverage by Southern California.
Keith, they got a penalty there. The man who signaled for a fair catch and let the ball hit turned and blocked, and that's a penalty, I think a 5-yard and 1st and 15. That seems to be what was called. I haven't seen it called in a long time.
The story of Randy Simran and his career at Southern California, you can see that he is closing in on the all-time leader, Lynn Swan. The way things are going, he may very well get there. Here's the play that Frank Rawls was talking about. Get that video tape machine to settle down. Show it to you.
When you signal for a fair catch, you cannot block. That's to take advantage, so you can't take advantage of a person who's relaxed and thinks that you're going to catch the ball. All the rules are put in mainly for safety first.
So the ball is placed back at the 3-yard line, where it is going to be first down for Notre Dame at the 3. Here the USC defense may fire, may gamble a little, trying to hold Notre Dame in close to get good field position. Handoff goes, fumble! It's recovered in the air by Mario Salato. Touchdown, Southern California. And so momentum changes colors of his shirt.
Does it change in a hurry on that type of play?
Terry Urick was belted as he tried to cut off the right side of the line. He was really hit hard. The ball popped right into the hands of Mario Salato, and he danced in from about 4 yards. Now here is the kick. Frank Jordan ties it up with 10 minutes and 44 seconds to play in the first half. We're all even at 7-7, and let's take another look at it.
This is the same play that they scored on. It's a fullback slant off tackle play, very safe. Urick, all he has to do is put the ball away, but that tackle with that headgear right in the ball knocked it loose.
It was the nose guard, Ty Sperling, that hit him, a sophomore out of Wilmington, California, and Mario Salato, and every Trojan faithful, I guess, got to be pretty happy about that sudden shift of fortune.
Notre Dame's into the wind, and the wind is picking up a little bit.
The old business of making your breaks. There's the young man that cashed it for Southern California, Mario Salato. Terry Urick and Randy Harrison are the two deep men for Notre Dame, as Rob Kerr now prepares to kick off for the Trojans. 7-7 ball game. High. Harrison at the 3. One more look at that touchdown.
Again, it's a safe play, the one that you would call when you're on your own 3-yard line. Turn and hand it to your good, stable back, and he cuts back, and of course the headgear just knocks the ball loose and bounces right in number 59's hands.
Last year, Southern California's Dennis Thurman had pretty much the same thing, had a longer run in the UCLA game. That was Terry Urick that returned that kickoff, not Harrison. And here goes Notre Dame now. First down from the 21, going into the wind. 10:39 to go in the first half. And it's Jerome Evans coming out of the deep position in the I formation. He gets about a yard, and he is clobbered. And right at the bottom of the pile is Mario Salato, who's having a heck of a football game so far. Waymer is out at a flanker, and Doman in. Rich Dimler comes back into the lineup at... Vinny Van Dyke is in there. Here's Montana, back to throw, wants to go deep, does, down the sidelines for Haynes. Ball is loose, and good coverage by Thurman. Dennis Thurman coming over to pick up Haynes flying down the sidelines. Got there just in time. Ball hung up perhaps a little bit in the wind, otherwise it might have worked. Now, Bill Fleming.
All right, the battle for the Little Brown Jug going on today, and number 1 ranked Michigan is trailing Minnesota 3-0 as Paul Rogand, a boy, ironically, from Farmington, Michigan, hit on a 41-yard field goal for the Gophers. 9 minutes to go, first quarter in that one.
Third down now, and 9 yards to go for Notre Dame for the first down. From the 22-yard line, Montana to throw. Pass to the sidelines. Waymer is over there. The pass is overthrown, incomplete. It'll bring up a kicking down for the Irish, and Southern California should get good field position out of this.
And with the momentum, it's going to be tough for Notre Dame to stop them.
Joe Restic averaging just over 36 yards on 19 punts this season, but he is capable of really hanging one for you.
Southern Cal put a lot of pressure on in the kicking game, particularly on rushing the kicker.
Lynn Kane, the deep man, number 21, for the Trojans, standing back at the 40. Restic should hit it from about the 12. He does. End over end. Takes a Notre Dame bounce. He gets good yardage out of it. It's going to roll dead at the Southern California 32-yard line. We have 9 minutes and 41 seconds to play in the second quarter, and the score is 7-7. Here comes Southern California up to the 32-yard line. First down. Score is 7-7. The defense scored the touchdown for SC. Hurdle pitches to Charles White. And White is taken down by Luther Bradley as he crosses the 35 to the 36-yard line. And I mean to tell you, Luther took him down.
That's something they say you can't wipe off with soap and water.
You can count those guns tomorrow morning, can't you?
There are going to be some bruises and scarred faces and sore muscles in this ball game.
White now 15 carries, 6 to 9 yards. From the 32 to the 36, second down and 6 coming up. White. He's exciting, and he's very close to a first down before he is finally wrestled down by number 79, Ken Dyke for Notre Dame. While they move the chains, let's check in with Bill.
All right, Keith, how about this one? Northwestern leading Ohio State 3-0. A 44-yard field goal by Sam Paulus at 9:33 of the first quarter. So both Michigan and Ohio State are trailing 3-0 in their games.
First down for Southern California at the 43. It is Dwight Ford at tailback. And Ford wiggling around, gets a decent chunk of yardage out of that effort, doesn't he? He gets a better part of 8 yards.
And there was nothing there, Keith. He accelerated when he saw a little daylight out the back door. Away from the flow, he accelerated for 8 yards before Notre Dame could get him there.
As they mark it, it's more like a 7-yard pickup. Doug Becker coming off the field for a moment for Notre Dame. Call it second down 3. USC from the 49. Hurdle gives it to the fullback to Tupu, and you heard that big whop just as he got the ball. Well, there was good reason for it because Steve Heinkreider, linebacker, and Ken Dyke, tackle, both whacked him.
They shot the gap. The guards charged out, and both linebackers fired up the middle. There's a fullback trap, and you can't block them all. They got too many green shirts there.
You could hear that one all the way to Mishawaka. No gain. In fact, he might have lost a half a yard. Call it third down, short 4. Sweeney left. Sweeney may be the target. They're going for Cal Sweeney too long. And Bradley, who works the open side of the field normally, and the Notre Dame defensive alignment was with him step to step all the way. And so it is fourth down. And here's another surprise for Mr. Fleming.
Oh, I guess so. A 43-yard run by quarterback Dexter Green has put Iowa State in front of Oklahoma, 6th rank in the nation, in the first quarter. So we'll keep you up to date on that one.
Well, that Earl Bruce and those Cyclones are causing some trouble in that Big 8, aren't they?
He's done a great job. Beat Nebraska last week.
The punt now by King of Southern Cal. Pressure on him, gets it away nicely, and it's Bergmeyer. Oh, that was a pretty quick fair catch call, but he gets away with it as he takes it on one knee at the 16-yard line. Time is out on the field. From the 16-yard line now, here comes Notre Dame wearing green. Been called them Irish for years, been wearing blue and gold. Today they came out in green. Score is even, 7-7. Notre Dame working into the wind. Give it to the fullback. And Dave Mitchell, who scored the Notre Dame touchdown, punches out to about the 20 for 4 yards. The SC touchdown scored on an interception by Mario Salato, actually catching a fumble in the air and took it in from 4 yards. Second down and 6 coming up for the Irish. Wind is blowing at 15 to 18 miles an hour, right smack into their face. Montana gives the ball to Mitchell, the fullback. Hit it the stack, bounced off of it, and got a couple of yards out close to the 24.
3rd and 3, Keith. Big play. Notre Dame needs to make a first down going in the teeth of this wind.
Tom Doman and Dave Waymer are alternating at that flanker position. Waymer is in now, apparently bringing a play with him. Remember what Frank Ross said about Montana. He's hot and cold. He gets a hot string going, he can just riddle you. He's going to put it up now under pressure. Got a man coming out of the backfield. It's Dave Mitchell, and Mitchell out of Phoenix, Arizona, spins his way to a first down.
I like that play. They faked the fullback up the middle and bootlegged it, and he was the 3rd man out in the short flat. Crossing in, McAfee was coming across, and the flanker was deep, and all 3 of them were open.
And it's on the 37-yard line as you see the play again. Now watch this young Mitchell. He's got a bright future in front of him.
He has come back from a very serious knee injury.
Yes. 37, first down, Notre Dame. 6:25 to go, first half. 7-7 ball game. Montana hands it off to the deep man out of the I formation, Jerome Heavens. 209-pounder out of East St. Louis, Illinois, and Mario Salato is again on the tackle for Southern California with Walt Underwood down at...
When you can throw to your fullback, you got a good chance of hitting him because people lose him. You just don't normally cover the fullback when he comes out of the backfield.
Second down, 8. Montana rolling. Has a lot of time, and now he's scrambling. Throws it up for grabs, and it's incomplete. That was a poor choice by Joe Montana. He saw Mitchell upfield, but he's lucky to get that ball back.
It could have been intercepted.
Broken up by
Dennis Johnson, the linebacker.
Who's from Michigan and really a great football player. One of the best in Southern Cal's history, even though he's a sophomore. He has him covered. Mitchell tries to break in behind him, but Montana can't get the ball to him. It could have been intercepted.
Number Number 96, Marin Lapka, was the guy who was really putting the heat on Montana, too. So it's 3rd down and 8 from the 38-yard line. Joe to throw. Hums it. Haynes can't hang on. Penalty flag's down. Might have hit him a little soon. Ricky Odom covering, and that's going to be the call. Contact too soon.
Oh, that was a close call from the way it looked up here. Both officials dropped the flag. Maybe he pushed him before the ball got there. They were in a man-for-man coverage. Had a little bit of a mismatch with a wide receiver on their strong safety.
Change up front. Lapka's out. Vinny Van Dyke is in. A look at the play again.
Drop back pass. In crossing in the middle. 33 Brown had his hands on it.
Back to live action. Montana rolling. Throws. Pass is complete. Inside the 30-yard line. So the gain from the 41 inside the 30 to the 29. And that will be good for a first down for Notre Dame. And so the Irish riding the arm of Joe Montana, moving again in a 7-7 ball game with 5:25 to go in the first half.
He just looked for McAfee and finally found him.
That's Heavens inside the 25-yard line. Clay Matthews, 60 is there. And number 73, Eddie Cato on the bottom of the pile, and Eddie going out of the lineup right now.
I believe that's the most movement that the Notre Dame offensive line has had on the defensive line of Southern Cal. They moved them back. Heavens had a chance to run anywhere.
From the 29 to the 24, call it 5. Second down and a long 5. Dave Mitchell. Oh, look out. He's inside the 10-yard line. He's out of bounds at the 5. It's first and goal to go, Notre Dame.
Keith, this is a draw play. They've thrown 3 or 4 times. The Southern Cal linemen are ready to rush. They charge across. And Mitchell makes an outstanding run. Watch when he breaks over here. He slows up, picks up his blocking, and cuts back to the outside. Individual effort was remarkable by Mitchell.
19 yards. He's now 5 for 35 yards. First and goal to go, Notre Dame at the Southern California 5-yard line. Fumble. SC's got it. Number 50. On the ball, Ed Gutierrez.
Shot the gap inside the block of the tight end and was there, and he made a great effort to recover the fumble. Mitchell could have turned around and recovered, it looked like. It's the basic play that they scored on, turn and hand the ball safely in the backfield, but somehow he can't get a handle on it. He hit his upper arm and knocked the ball loose. And Gutierrez just comes in and snaps it up.
And Southern California gets it back just inside the 9-yard line, and Hurdle will back off the snap because the crowd is roaring. He's down at the end of the field where the Notre Dame student body sits, and they are not going to give him any comfort.
And they're not sitting. They are standing where they can be more vocal.
Having gone to that pep rally last night, I tell you, it's a sight here on a Friday night before a game, particularly a game with Southern California.
And the Notre Dame team was there, and they were getting pumped up last night.
Hear that student body start roaring now? First down. Southern California. Hurdle looking around, calling his signals, gives the ball off to the tailback, Charles White. Fumble. Notre Dame gets it. Leroy Leopold, a sophomore out of Port Arthur, Texas, at linebacker, recovers Charles White's fumble. Well, at least Southern California gained a little bit on the exchange of fumbles.
Yeah, they've got to go from the 14 instead of the 5. But Keith, usually when you recover a fumble back after the other team fumbled, you take it in 1 or 2 plays. It demoralizes the defense.
Ball is put down at the 14-yard line, where it's first down for Notre Dame with 4 minutes and 18 seconds to play in the first half. Terry Urick goes into the backfield now, replacing Dave Mitchell.
Some of the exchanges may be caused by the fact, Keith, they have an I formation play where the tailback is 7 yards deep, the fullback's only 5, the quarterback has somewhat the same maneuver.
They split the backs with Evans and Urick. Waymer wide right, Haynes to the left, give the ball to Evans, inside the 10, look at him roll to the 6-yard line, 8-yard pickup.
The momentum is there. That's the difference. And the football game is a game of changing momentums, and Notre Dame has got it, and the line comes off, and they get runs right at them, and they can take it in usually after that swamp of fumbles very easily.
Second down, let's call it the 8-yard line. Second down and 3 for the first down with a double tight end alignment, McAfee and Saya in there. Waymer in motion. Terry Urick to the 5, tumbles inside the 5 to the 4. Clay Matthews, number 60, knocked the feet from under him as he came diving in low. Well, they put it at the 5. That leaves him 1 yard short of his first down and 5 yards away from the goal line. 3:20 to go, first half.
They'll have everybody on the line of scrimmage.
Urick. First down, goal to go. Notre Dame at the Southern California 2.
I like the way he protected that football. Both hands on it on the goal line. You're not running for a touchdown, you're running for short yardage. Not making for a long run, what I should say.
Notre Dame comes up to the line of scrimmage. Southern California calls timeout. Trojan defense wants a moment to catch their breath, hopefully to cool off. Notre Dame's march down the field. Here again is Bill Fleming.
Oh, how painful fumbles are in college football, or any kind of football for that matter. Michigan fumbled on the 12-yard line. Minnesota took it in to score with Marion Barber going the last 3 yards. And now with 4.5 minutes to go in the first quarter, the Golden Gophers, who have not beaten Michigan since 1967, are out in front of the Wolverines in a great ball game at Minneapolis.
You reckon Bo is a little hot right now, Jim Beckler?
Well, he was very worried this week about this game, I'll tell you. He remembers what happened at Purdue last year.
Folks, if you notice a little UCLA early in the year, didn't they?
They did. That's right, and Washington.
If you notice a little pain in Bill Fleming's voice over that score, there's a definite reason for it. Dan Devine talking right there with his quarterback, Joe Montana from Monongahela. Ohio State has come banging back to take a 14-3 lead over Northwestern. I think Woody Hayes has a very good football team at Columbus.
He is strong. He's got the speed and the size. He's got a big fullback back in there.
First down and goal to go for Notre Dame at the Southern California 2-yard line. Urick is pinned down right at the line of scrimmage. Time now called by Notre Dame as Joe Montana again wants to talk to his coach, Dan Devine.
Southern Cal defense that beautiful. They fired the cornerback. You don't have anybody to block him, and he came in from the left side and penetrated and got the ball carrying the backfield. This is the only play they've run on the goal line. They've got to run some different play, I think, cutting back over the middle if they're going to score.
Scores from around Ivy League area as Princeton and Harvard are having at it. Yale coming back against Penn. 2:48 to play here in the first quarter at South Bend. Dartmouth leading Cornell, and Colgate leading 28-17 over Columbia at halftime. Columbia has given the Red Raiders some trouble, though. Brown now stretching it out against Holy Cross. Syracuse leading Pitt at halftime, 18-14, which is a bit of a surprise. Lehman Hall and his troops marching along against Lafayette. Navy beating William and Mary 21-3 in the second quarter. Of course, Army-Navy winds up the season squaring off against each other in Philadelphia.
It'd be great if Army-Navy can get strong again for college football. It'd be just great.
Second down, goal to go. Notre Dame at the USC 2. Montana gives to Urich. He dives.
Nobody's called it. Now they called it.
Now we have a conference. Southern California did not believe touchdown, and we had one official call it. Now they've backed off of it.
You can see the official to the right of the screen very late call the touchdown. He's up at the top right of the screen. I guess it's the headlinesman coming in. You can see Mitchell going down low.
He didn't score. He's short of the goal line. Right there. Tumbled across. Rolled in. Notre Dame with a timeout, 1 remaining. USC with 2 timeouts remaining. Dan Devine on the field challenging the officials because they very clearly called touchdown.
Yes, they waited though, Keith. If you'll notice, we kept looking for someone to signal and no one did. And finally, the headlinesman signaled touchdown. The referee can overrule. The referee is in charge of the game, and he can overrule any official if he's got the courage.
The referee, incidentally, folks, is from the Big Ten country.
Well, he showed some courage there. He saw the ball carried down before he crossed the goal line, and he overruled the official. Very seldom. Right in front of the Notre Dame rooting center.
It is now 3rd down, and you can see the distance to travel to that white line. That is the goal line.
Coaches would say, heck, if we can't score in 2 downs from here, we don't deserve to win. But I never believed that. I wanted the points.
You never said it either.
No, I never said that.
Don't give me that noise about how. Just tell me how many when it's over, right? 3rd down, goal to go from a foot away. There it is. Montana ends it in. Well, it took a while, but they finally poke it in at 2:37 to go in the first half to lead 13-7, and we'll get the extra point try now from Dave Reed.
Boy, Montana has looked good to me, Keith.
He's been a miracle worker when he's been healthy enough to play. Shoulder separation cost him all the last season. That snap fumble. Bergmeyer running around. Boy. There it is. It's good. Tom Goldman. One more look at a mistake turned into good fortune for Notre Dame.
Keith, I've worked on that. You yell, the holder yells, fire, fire, fire. Means he's fumbled the ball. And the receivers go out. I've never had it work for me in my life. But Bergmeyer makes a great play. He runs right up the line of scrimmage and then lays it over. Look at that catch. Goodness gracious alive.
We have a Notre Dame player, incidentally, down on the field, and medical attention being administered to him.
Look at him keeping his feet in bounds. Here's another look at it. A low snap. Bergmeyer very wisely picks up the ball, and he yells, and you can see the men break out for a pass. He gives a signal, fire, fire, fire. And then they try to get in the end zone, and he makes a super play. And what a catch.
That's one to talk about. And who knows what its total effect will be on the game. As you see,
that picture will go into the field house at Notre Dame if they win this ball game, to be remembered by fans for a long time.
Larry Brazil was also shaken on the play for Southern California, but he was up and ran across the field under his own power. And so it is a 15-7 ball game now.
Instead of 13-7, it's 15-7 because of a heads-up play
by Bergmeyer. And Doman.
He must have been a quarterback in high school. He's wearing
He's played everything. He's played everything. High kickoff by Reed. Rod Connors for Southern Cal takes a hit at the 23.
Here's the play again. And, of course, it's exciting for any football coach to turn a play that looked like it was going to be a disaster into a successful play on the individual effort of one young man, Ted Bergmeyer. There it is. Who's the receiver, Keith?
Tom Doman.
Doman's, the effort he makes is phenomenal.
That is first down, Southern California at the 23. They trail by 8 with 2.5 minutes to go in the first half. The pass to Kevin Williams on the sideline. Threw his hands out of bounds. Takes a strong arm to deliver that much velocity on a ball to the sideline.
To sprint to the left and throw a throwback pass 15 yards off the line of scrimmage takes a rifle arm. You cannot defend. That pass, we would give it to you every time you want to throw it. And so did Notre Dame.
It is second down and 10 for Southern California, trailing by 8 points after a remarkable play on the point after. Charles White across the 30 for a gain of approximately 8 yards. Scott Zedek, a sophomore from Arlington Heights, Illinois, number 70, brought him down, and you see the time ticking away in the second quarter.
Gain of 7 yards.
White now 18 carries. He's gained 87 yards, but the Southern California offense has not been in the Notre Dame end zone yet. Third down, call it short 3. Hurdle. Throws it, Simran. Intercepted. Beautiful piece of defensive work over there by Luther Bradley.
What a play he made. He was playing what we call guts. Head up on Simmerlin. He's right on him, playing short, deep. He watches it. He never watches the passer. He's going to cover him man for man. When the passer looks back, Bradley looks back, and it's a little bit underthrown. You never underthrow an out pass. That's dangerous against the man-to-man pass defense.
Ross Browner was putting the heat on Hurdle on the play. Notre Dame gets the ball. First down inside the Southern California 38-yard line. And Montana will throw. Goes for Evans. Evans had it right on his fingers down the sidelines and had a touchdown in his pocket and dropped it.
A perfectly thrown pass and a great call. He called it in man-to-man, and Evans came out of the backfield. The linebacker was trying to cover him, and he was wide open for a touchdown.
Luther Bradley, one hero on the sidelines. You can see there talking to Joe Yano, holding the Notre Dame all-time interception record now. Put his name in the record books. And Jerome Evans, disappointed he couldn't hold on to the ball. He had it, he had a touchdown, and he dropped it. Second and 10. Handoff goes to number 32, Vegas Ferguson, in at the halfback position now, and the sophomore out of Richmond, Indiana, gets inside the 35.
Vegas.
A minute and 20 seconds to go in the first half, and Notre Dame leading 15-7. And they almost had another one.
Montana has looked great. He's not only gaining confidence for himself, but their coaches need confidence too, Eddie.
Rob Hurdle, his counterpart on the other side, watching anxiously. Notre Dame stays on the ground with Evans carrying, and we come up on a minute to play in the first half, and we go inside a minute now as the fourth down marker is flipped over, and we'll get a field goal try.
I'm surprised a little bit if they're running the football there as hot as Montana has been, and the fact that they know when he gets a hot hand, he can hit them on a dime every time. This is a little bit outside of Notre Dame's range.
50 yards, could be a fake. Nope. No, yes it is. Bergmeyer running with it. And he does. Down near the 10-yard line with 28 seconds to play. I'm telling you, that Bergmeyer fella can do anything.
He can do. They had told me they were going to pull this, and I said it in play before the field goal before, but that was a great call. Field goal would not have helped them. It was out of their range. Here it is. Bergmeyer's down and holding. He's a former quarterback. He puts it on the tee, and look at Notre Dame. Southern Cal gets sucked in. Nobody outside, even though it was outside of his range. Normally, you would defend against that and let him kick at it. Great play by Bergman.
Time called by Southern California as we see the end of that play. And the football is resting at the 13-yard line. First down. Notre Dame at the Southern California 13.
If you had it on the button, you knew it was a field goal, a fake field goal. You had it right on the button.
So, 28 seconds left to play in the first half, and the Irish are still knocking and gambling here. One timeout left.
I would guess that the conventional thing to do would be, in all probability, throw 3 times, and then if you can't get it in the end zone, don't throw it up for scrambles. Take your loss. You can still get a field goal. Quarterbacks are put in this position when the field goal will help them right here before the half. Don't take the loss if you keep from it. Throw it out of bounds because it's easy to do this close to the goal line.
Waymer wide left. Urich in heaven in the backfield behind Montana. He's getting good blocking. He has time, and he throws. Except 81, McAfee.
And he waited and waited and waited till he finally broke open, but it wasn't anything easy. It was a miraculous catch.
With 20 seconds to go, Notre Dame a 21-7 lead over Southern California. I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm surprised that it's been this dominant in behalf of Notre Dame here in the first half.
Montana is the difference.
Yep. Reed for the extra point try. It is good.
It couldn't be anything else with all the momentum they've got going for it. But Southern Cal can come back in a hurry, as you well know.
Yes, sir.
They can.
Watch this catch now by number 81, McAfee.
He is 6'4", 248 pounds, his father told me yesterday. Here he is with one step. Montana leans the ball in front of him. Always throw an outside pitch if you want to keep it away from the defense. Look at the catch and the defensive effort by the Southern Cal back.
That's why I called him a prototype tight end at the beginning of the telecast today.
You think he'll be a #1 draft pick? And that was Dennis Thurman covering him, too.
Not too bad, I'll tell you that.
The free safety on goal line defense has a tight end man for man, and he had to give a little fake to get away from him. And then Thurman couldn't catch him.
Lynn Kane and Dwight Ford are deep for Southern Cal as Reeve kicks a knuckleball. It goes to Ford. He gets outside, look out. But they pin him in. One more look at that catch by McAfee for the touchdown.
McAfee is being covered by the free safety, Dennis Thurman, who's all Big 8, second team, all Pac 8. Here he is, number 7. Thinks he's got him covered, but the great throw, this is the remarkable part of it. He throws the one place he can complete it, an outside low pitch.
13 seconds to play in the first half. 22-7 Notre Dame. Southern Cal has the ball at the 28-yard line, and Rob Hurdle takes the snap, drops down to run out the clock.
Too many things going against him right now to give him another chance. Go in the half and settle down.
The Trojans will go to the clubhouse to talk it over. Notre Dame came on the field wearing green today. And they lead 22-7, and here's Bill Fleming.
All right, and I have Coach Dan Devine, coach, all week long. You said they were the best practices you've had. It certainly showed it today.
Well, Bill, this is a wild one, and it's in the tradition of all Southern Cal Notre Dame games. It's going to go down to the wire. You know that they're not going to quit, and you know that our guys aren't going to quit, so...
You shocked the entire football world with those green jerseys today.
Well, our guys recognize we have a tremendous amount of tradition here at Notre Dame, and we represent a lot of people, and a lot of them love the game.
Which returns to the schedule next year. Well, last night here on campus, the students turned out, as did our ABC commentator Keith Jackson, who was one of the speakers at the pep rally. So let's join him.
I only have one question. Where do I sign up? I'm ready. I would only say one thing to you. Just remember that you're a symbol of what college football is. This kind of spirit, if we could only pack it up and save it, right? That's a very important phrase, that we are ND, you are ND, and don't ever forget it because it's something special. Notre Dame with a big 15-point lead. It will go deep into the end zone, and it will not be returned by Randy Harrison. Notre Dame will get the football first down at the 20-yard line. The offensive setup for the Irish in the backfield: Joe Montana, quarterback; Jerome Evans, Dave Waymer as a flanker; Mitchell is the fullback, and Chris Haynes the wide receiver. Offensive line: Foley, Vincent, Huffman, Hughes, McDaniels, and McAfee. They were very impressive in the second quarter, particularly. Up for the ball now. Huffman over the ball at center. Urich is in the backfield for Notre Dame. In the fullback position, the pitch goes to Jerome Evans. He is hit behind the line of scrimmage by Southern California. Larry Brazil coming up out of a secondary position, and now defensively, it's Walt Underwood, number 95 from Atlanta, Georgia. At tackle, Rich Dimmler, the middle guard, started there. Myron Lapka, number 96, tackle. The linebackers: Clay Matthews, 60, Gary Cobb, number 53, Mario Salato, big story today, and Ed Gutierrez, number 50. It is second down and 11 yards to go for Notre Dame from the 19. Montano put it up. He throws it short, but he makes it work as he drilled it right into Terry Urich's stomach. And it's a completion out past the 25. The defensive backfield: Ricky Odom, 33, defensive cornerback for the Trojans. Larry Brazil involved in the preceding play, a cornerback. Dennis Thurman, an all-star performer, number 7, and Willie Crawford, who's the rover, sometimes will come up to the line of scrimmage and play almost as a linebacker. It is third down, 2 yards for the first down for Notre Dame. Ball is handed off inside, and there is nothing there but a lot of white shirts and a lot of muscle. And so Notre Dame is held short of the first down, and they'll have to kick it away. Vinny Van Dyke, 75, on the bottom of that heap, along with Rich Dimmler, number 92. Jerome Evans trying to get some room, and there just wasn't any. So Joe Restick is in to punt. Lynn Kane is deep there in white to receive for Southern California. Trojans should get out of this with pretty decent field position, since Joe Restick has to kick the ball into the wind about 15 miles an hour. Oh, that's a good one, though. He got it spinning just the right way. Kane fields it at the 29. Almost splits those green shirts to get some running room, but they close on him, and Southern California will take over. First down at the 38. That was a 44-yard punt by the son of the coach of Harvard, University of Harvard. Offensive backfield: Rob Hurdle, Charles White, Mosi Tatupu, the flanker Sweeney, and the wide receiver Simran. He has caught his pass to continue his consecutive string with Munoz, Howell, Bethel, Buddy, Schumacher, and Gay up front for the Trojans. First down at the 38-yard line. They are trailing by 15 points, 22-7. Here comes Charles White. He breaks the big one. He takes it down to the Notre Dame 41-yard line. So that ought to be worth 22 yards for Charles White. And I believe that'll put him over the 100-yard. He does for an attack. It's 111 yards for Charles White now on 18 carries.
Notre Dame played it beautifully. He just split the cornerback in the end.
Got a big block from that big fullback to Tupu. First down at the Notre Dame 41. Mosi. They'll give him to the 40, and that is all, as Doug Becker, number 43, led the surge that slammed the door on him. You'll also see number 18 getting off the bottom of the pile, that fellow named Bergmeyer. You see those Heimkreiter, the linebacker, for example. Ken Dyke got Bob Golick, the middle guard for Notre Dame, and Mike Calhoun, number 77. Willie Fry, defensive end. Heimkreiter involved in the last play. Doug Becker involved in the last play. Hurdle gives to Tupu, and they're ganging up on Mosley. That's Calhoun, 77 right there, along with Dyke, 79. The defensive backfield for Notre Dame has been very effective today. Luther Bradley, 22, has had a fine ball game. A spectacular day for Ted Bergmeyer. Jim Browner at strong safety, number 33, and Joe Resnick plays free safety and does the punting. It is third down and 7 yards now for Southern California at the 38-yard line of Notre Dame. Zimmerman wide to the right as Hurdle is under pressure. He fumbles the ball and is able to get it back. The ball was loose, and Ross Browner had his hands on it for a moment and could not come up with it. Jim Browner came flying in, that strong safety. That's the second time that he has really blitzed. He didn't get his man the last time, but this time he got a piece of the action.
He wasn't going to let him get outside of him.
Watch that ball,
Browner boys right there. Ross and Jim nearly... The ball is loose, I think, but Hurdle reaches out and grabs it.
And so we're in for the punt now with Marty King.
Blocked it.
Rush! Blocked it! Golick got it! Notre Dame has the ball. Golick blocked it. Number 75, Jay Case, comes up with it. And how do you do? Ball rolled around, and number 75, Jay Case, big defensive tackle, picked it up and hauled it in.
Heads-up football. He didn't fall on it. He had 3 blockers. You teach your linemen, please don't fall on it. Pick it up the best you can.
Dave Reeve for the point. And so with 10:45 to go in the third quarter, an astounding score of 29-7 Notre Dame. With 10 minutes and 45 seconds to play in the third quarter. Everybody expected a tough, hard, good football game here today, but nobody could have possibly anticipated 29-7 early in the third quarter. The Green Connors, Dwight Ford, deep for Southern Cal.
The green jerseys and the Troy they brought in fired everybody up.
Dave Reeves spins it, and it is taken short by number 34 for Southern California. And let's go back to have a look at that block punt. As you see Golick come flying through to block it. The ball will kick off over to the side where Jay Case, number 75, will pick it up.
And you teach them, Keith, don't fall on it. Try to get the ball up and run with it because it's yours even if you don't pick it up.
The dream of every lineman, I think, in the world. At the 29-yard line, first down for Southern California. Give it to Charles White, the tailback. And White cuts it upfield for 9 yards before he's brought down by Ted Bergmeyer.
Southern Cal has got to get some points on this drive right now. If they're going to get back in this ball game, the worst thing can happen to you, to the demoralized football team, is to have a kick block right when you're trying to play catch-up football.
You think Casey's not happy? Oh, look at Jay. That was Ricky Johnson, 34, who fielded the ball on the kickoff for Southern California. Rob Hurdle, number 6, looking to the sidelines, receiving signals from the SC coaching staff as the chains are brought out for the measurement on the run of Charles White. It looks as if it might be just a little bit short, but it's closer than I really thought it was. Second down.
White has looked like he's going to score 2 or 3 times, Keith. He was within 1 step of breaking all the way on that play.
119 yards now for Charles White. Got it again, goes into the middle, gets his first down as he gets from the 39 just across the 40. First down for Southern California with 10 minutes and 18 seconds as the clock stops to change the move. The Notre Dame leading 29-7 and John Robinson troubled.
His own mistakes have cost him as much as anything. Notre Dame has been fired up and played a great game, but Southern Cal has helped them.
Yep. Sweeney wide to the right, Simon to the left. Charles White, no place to go, behind the line of scrimmage by Mike Calhoun for Notre Dame, 77.
Willie Fry turned that play in. He was on the open side and he was crashing. They could not get outside of him.
Golick, the man who blocked the punt. Watch him now.
Red nose guard, shucks the center, uses his hands, releases. Willie Fry turns it inside, and Golick makes the play.
Junior out of Willowick, Ohio. Second down, 11. Hurdle to throw. Over the middle. Incomplete. Pass off the shoulder pads of Cal Sweeney. Sweeney came right across the middle, and Hurdle gave him all the time he possibly could. Took a lick for it, too, and delivered the ball just a little bit behind Sweeney.
One of the toughest passes to throw, anticipate a receiver coming across the middle, but the ball could have been caught. It was touched and hit him on the arm.
Kevin Williams, Cal Sweeney. Both can fly. They are the wide receivers. Then Williams to the left side, former state sprint champion. Put him in motion. Hurdle back. Passes away just barely in time, and he was just absolutely leveled by Willie Fry, number 94. Willie Fry, the man, I believe it was Willie Fry who took Matt Cavanaugh down.
Correct.
Pittsburgh game.
Notre Dame can now charge interference on. It was close to interference on Sweeney. As he breaks out, the defensive halfback gets his hands in front of him, Bergmeyer, and reaches with his right hand, but did not touch it. It was close. Great play.
And it's fourth down and 11 yards to go, and King is in to punt. Sort of a half shank, and it hits like a rock on the 30-yard line and dies right there. With 9:10 to go in the third quarter. Notre Dame 29, Southern California 7. The Golden Dome at Notre Dame. And I'll tell you, there's a lot of happy folks around this neck of the woods right now. With 9:10 to go in the third quarter, Notre Dame has the ball and the lead, 29-7. First down from the 30. Jerome Heavens breaks out into the open, gets to the 40, gets the first down at the 42.
Good running, Pete. He really showed some ability there. He picked his hole, cut, made one man miss him, and picked up a first down. Really impressive on that play.
Evans, 19 carries, 55 yards, all of it in traffic.
High formation has helped him.
Yep. Split the backs this time. At the 42, first down Irish. Terry Urick just absolutely ran into a falling wall. Vinny Van Dyke, 75, was the first one there. Then one Underwood, and a lot of other folks got involved, including Gary Cobb.
He came through the gaps, and two of them were unblocked. Low be the ball carrier when that happens.
No gain, second down, 10. Chris Haynes to the near side. Montana will put it up. Going for Haynes. Got it. Oh, he stepped out of bounds, and there wasn't a thing in the world between him and the goal line except a lot of fresh air and green grass.
That was a super pass route, what we call a post corner. One of the most difficult passes to time in football today. The receiver goes down, breaks to the post, breaks back outside. He got the defensive halfback turned inside, and Montana was on target. Oh, that was a great play. Tremendous throw. Fake off tackle. Montana has to throw while the receiver's way inside.
Back to live
outside
action
pitch.
now. First down at the 31-yard line. They take it inside on the ground. Not much there. Montana 8 out of 16 for 111 yards in passing. And here's Bill Fleming.
Well, the biggest upset of the season so far in the making in the third quarter now. Minnesota's out in front of Michigan 13-0 in the battle for the Little Brown Jug in Minneapolis. And Oklahoma has come back to lead at halftime 14-9 over Iowa State in that Big 8 battle.
Hey, Bill. At the 30-yard line of Southern California, second down 9 for Notre Dame. Montana to throw. McAfee. Goal to goal. Close to the 5-yard line.
That has been an unbelievable combination. Mervyn Johnson, the offensive coordinator, told me he will wait and wait. This is right down the middle against man-for-man coverage. McAfee is open and a tremendous throw, the most difficult throw there is in football. Look at that catch. Boy, McAfee is something else.
Call it the 6-yard line. First down, goal to go, Notre Dame. Kevin for the corner. To the 2. Joe Montana, when he first showed up on the scene at Notre Dame, came alive and brought the team from the brink of defeat against Air Force, against North Carolina, set out last year with a shoulder injury, came back with the team trailing Purdue, brought him on to victory, and he's making his third start today. Second down, goal to go from the 2-yard line. Urick spins around and gets nothing for his efforts. Good defense by USC as Odom came looping out of the backfield. Gary Cobb, 53 there. So is Timler, the whole defensive front involved. But Montana, with Notre Dame down 24-14 in the Purdue ball game, came on the field, led them to a 31-24 victory. Then he quarterbacked them to a win over Michigan State, over Army, and right now he's trying to put the Irish in the end zone again against Southern California, leading 29-7. He's close, but not quite. So it's going to bring up a 4th down and very little yardage as Ty Sperling and Clay Matthews tie him up short of the goal line.
The toughest man to be injured is the center on 4th and 1 on the 1-foot line, and Huffman is coming out.
Center for Notre Dame, Dave Huffman, a 247-pound junior, is it? No, it is Dave Vincent. Guard coming out.
Yeah.
Vincent.
It's a break. Keith Urick went the wrong way on that last play. It was a busted play, and Heaven still got a yard or 2.
Ted Haransky, who normally plays that position for Notre Dame, has had some hamstring trouble. Vincent getting hurt. That makes that particular position pretty thin with healthy folks.
I used to hate to lose my offensive linemen because they require more work than any other people on the team except quarterback.
Montana has been to the sidelines during the timeout for the call with 6:07 to play in the third quarter on 4th down and a half a yard.
He sneaked it here last time.
Down, goal to go from a half a yard. Montana rolls. Touchdown, McAfee. 6:02 to go in the third quarter. Devastating performance by Notre Dame. Wow.
Keith, I've never seen a better football player at his position than Ken McAfee. No wonder he's already made All-American twice, I think. And I can see why the quarterbacks just wait and force the ball to him many times. He comes up with it.
Kick by Reed. Hit the uprights and falls away. And the score with 6:02 to go in the third quarter. Notre Dame 35, Southern California 7.
Touchdown pass was a fake dive play. The right halfback, left halfback came across and blocked, and Montana thought he was going to run. He looked up, and there's McAfee all alone in the end zone. On the 4th and 1, that's all a team can do, is make you throw the ball. If you get it off and protect it, watch McAfee. He's going to block a count. Nobody was there, so he could release on out in the flat. But this is common in college football. You're going to make them throw the ball and hope that you can tackle the quarterback before he gets it off. If you got the guts to throw on 4th and 1, most of the time it's going to be open.
And Notre Dame now will kick off. McAfee has caught 6 passes for 74 yards and 2 touchdowns in today's ball game. Reeve kicks it. It is Dwight Ford at the 1. Catapults to the 27. Taken down by Mike Whittington of Notre Dame.
Now Notre Dame can rush the passer. They can forget about the run because the clock and score is in their favor.
At 35-7 in the 49th meeting between these two intersectional rivals. Southern California out of Los Angeles. Today's game being played in South Bend, Indiana. Sweeney goes in motion for Rob Hurdle. Heats on him. Pass incomplete. Off the hands of Sweeney. Second down and 10.
Keith, what they're doing is putting the man in motion to try to get Ross Browner, who is the slower of the defensive backs, covering a very fast wideout. They haven't had much success doing it.
Joe Restic is the center fielder for the Notre Dame defensive secondary. Bradley now comes up to take on Sweeney head-to-head. Jim Browner drops off into the short zone. They give it away to Charles White. And not much there for Charles as he tries to come to the backside of the field where Golick takes him down. Here again is Bill.
All right, with 1 minute and 4 seconds to go, Pittsburgh has scored now against Syracuse to go ahead 28-21. A 50-yard pass to Gordon Jones from Matt Cavanaugh brought the ball to the 2-yard line, and Cavanaugh scored. So with 1:04 to go, the Panthers have come back.
Good ball game. Third down for SC. They need 7 from just near the 30-yard line. Hurdle. Gets it off. Pass is complete. Studdard fumbles it. Notre Dame recovers it. Howard Studdard split in. Had the ball. Hit, fumbled. Browner recovered it for Notre Dame number 33.
Studdard is coming off the line of scrimmage. He's going to break across the middle, which is the one thing that Notre Dame is spotting the open zone in between the linebackers. He catches it, but he's stripped of the ball, and it goes loose, and obviously when it rains, it pours. It's going to bounce back to Notre Dame.
Doug Becker stripped him, and it's Notre Dame's ball. First down at the Southern California 42-yard line, and here's Jerome Evans being ridden down by Larry Brazil just over the 40. They may not give him the 40. Browner being congratulated by his teammates as they put it squarely on the 40-yard line. It'll bring up second down and 8.
This is what John Robinson was talking about, the benevolences that they give him to Notre Dame, taking them completely out of the ball game.
4:25 to go, third quarter. SC's turned it over 4 times, Notre Dame twice. Pitch goes to Terry Urick, and he is hammered out just about the line of scrimmage. So that's going to bring up 3rd down and 8. Walt Underwood and Clay Matthews made the defensive play for SC. Ty Sperling comes in at that nose guard or middle guard position for Southern California. On 3rd and 8. Montana will put it up. Pass is batted away. Pass intended for Dave Waymer. Defending was Larry Brazil. You wonder what Ken McAfee's doing when they throw the ball to somebody else. This is what he does.
Larry takes a second player. He was staying in, protecting for the passer on a weak side.
Well, I remember another fellow that played football here at Notre Dame, though he didn't gain his fame here as a tight end so much. A fellow named Dave Pesper, who has become one of the premier tight ends of professional day. As Restic is in to punt now and hangs it up in the air, trying to hit it in the corner, but he knocks it in the end zone. And Southern California, after a 40-yard punt by Restic, will get the ball 1st down at their own 20-yard line with exactly 4 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. And Notre Dame leading 35-7. ABC's Wide World of Sports at 5 Eastern and Pacific, 4 Central Time today features the Harlem Globetrotters, United States versus Romania gymnastics competition featuring Nadia Comaneci and also George Willick, up close and personal on the man who climbed the World Trade Center in New York City. Hurdle back. Gets his pass off, intended for Tutupu. Mosi was back blocking, became the safety valve as the Notre Dame defensive people penetrated. He tried to dump it off to Mosi, couldn't do it. It's 2nd down 10. But the Irish defense now can have themselves a party.
They can just back their ears and let it go. They hear glass.
Hurdle sets him up on 2nd and 10 from the 20. Browner's after him, gets a block, gets his pass off, nobody to throw it to. He threw it to the Notre Dame bench. Mike Calhoun were really putting the heat on him. Ross Browner had a shot at him, but then Browner was cut down.
Browner, number 89, who was the Outland Trophy winner last year and a Heisman Trophy candidate this year, is going to get knocked down. But he just keeps right after him.
Charlie White hung in there with him, all right.
He's going to get up. He's a great football player. Doesn't give up.
Willie Fry was looping from the other side. Arrived just a little bit late. 3rd down, 10. Hurdle 6 out of 20, 84 yards, been intercepted twice, gets it off just in time to Dwight Ford, the tailback, and Ford does not get the 1st down. The Irish get him at the 27-yard line, and looked like Steve Heinkreider, linebacker, was the man that got him. Ken Dyke, number 79, almost got Hurdle before he got rid of the ball.
Hurdle, it was a screen pass, and no one touched him. He was lucky to get it off. Notre Dame recovered beautifully.
So it is 4th down and 2, and they'll have to kick as Rob Hurdle goes to the sidelines to ponder the circumstances of the day, and they are not pleasant. Marty King, the punt. High kick with the wind. Schmitz backs up. Fumble. Southern California may have it. They do. 44-yard punt. Steve Schmitz fumbled the ball. The Trojans come up with it at the Notre Dame 25-yard line.
Well, the toughest punch to catch in football is a knuckleball, just like it is to hit baseball.
Eric Scroggins, number 15, a freshman out of Inglewood, California, is going to come up with it.
He actually had it, and it slipped through his hands.
Yep. Number 42, Ron Lott, was the man who came downfield and separated Schmitz from the ball. So here's the Trojans now with an opportunity at 2:35 to go in the 3rd quarter. Ball goes to the tailback forward. And he moves just beyond the 25 to about the 23. Ken Dyke, 79, among those in the bottom of the stack with Moss Browner, 89. Art Bartner's Trojan Band over there still making a lot of noise with 2:05 to go, third quarter. That'll get penalty flags down. You had motion by Southern California. Of course, if you look far enough back in history, you can always find a reason to be optimistic, and I would suppose in this particular instance, those who are partisan to Southern California would say, well, remember the time we were down 24-7 at halftime and the final score of that one in the Coliseum. But I want to tell you, the tempo of this ball game does not indicate that sort of a thing could happen today here in South Bend, Indiana. No way. Here's Bill Fleming.
That is a final now. Pitt 28, Syracuse 21. 17 out of 26 for Matt Cavanaugh today for an unbelievable 332 yards passing. And how about this one? Nebraska has come back. They were trailing at 1 point by 10 points. They're now leading by a point. Keith?
Thank you, Bill. Second down and 13 for Southern California. As Hurdle puts it up for Sweeney. He got it. And it's first and goal to go. Southern Cal at the Notre Dame 3-yard line. That time they were able to get the man open against Browner, and Sweeney, with his great speed, cashed it in.
There, man-to-man with a strong safety, Browner. There's a mismatch there, as you can see. He knew he was beat. He tried to slow him down by holding him up, and a great throw right on target to Sweeney.
With 1 minute and 40 seconds to play in the third quarter, first down, goal to go from just inside the 3-yard line. And Kane fumbles into the end zone and out of the end zone. Oh, how do you do? Lynn Kane at tailback was right at the goal line where Bob Golick hit him. The ball popped loose. It goes through the end zone and out of the end zone and comes out to the 20-yard line. And Mr. Golick has had himself a heck of a day.
He is a fine football player. Notre Dame coaches say he's one of the best they've had in years. Well, some strange things have happened in this game today.
With 1 minute and 26 seconds to play in the third quarter, Notre Dame gets the ball back, leading 35-7. Notre Dame Stadium on the campus, South Bend, Indiana. And it's been Notre Dame's show today as the Irish take over. Joe Montana gives it to Jerome Heavens, and he slants at the right side for 2 yards. As you see the fumble by SC, their third fumble and fifth turnover. Lynn Kane coming around on a sweep, gets very close to the goal line where Golick hits him hard. The ball tumbles through the end zone and out of the end zone. And the rule reads it goes to the defending team, in this instance, Notre Dame, back on the 20 for a touchback.
He had a chance at it. Both teams did.
Yep. Montana gives to Heavens again. From the 23 on 2nd and 7, he stacked up just about the line of scrimmage with 40 seconds left to play in the third quarter. And a big 35-7 lead for the Fighting Irish. If the score remains the same, it will be, in the book, the biggest Notre Dame margin since that 51-0 victory in 1966. One that set off a siege, USC victories. Call it the 25, make it 3rd and 5. Ball loose, Trojans get it. Mitchell lost it. And Walt Underwood is on it. Clay Matthews was involved in the action. I think maybe the ball was almost not in possession, though. As you see Matthews, number 60, come in.
He splits into the inside, unblocked, and he strips him of the ball.
Yep, reached in there and sucked it loose. And Underwood, number 95, pounces on it. And so USC now with another opportunity from the Notre Dame 22. With 10 seconds to play in the third quarter. Hurdle to throw. Throws for William Gay. on the sidelines. Penalty flag. Probably going to get an interference call there as Doug Becker was over along with Ted Bergmeyer. Double teaming Gay. Flag thrown right at the point of contact at about the 2-yard line.
Gay is a great talented tight end, probably one of the best in America. He goes down, breaks out. Hurdle has the ball low and outside, right on target. Tackled by Bergmeyer before the ball got there. Interference.
Let's make it the 3. First and goal to go. Southern California on the Notre Dame 3 with 5 seconds to play in the third quarter. Lynn Kane is hit on the 4. And he is just blubbered by Mike Calhoun as the third quarter expires with a score of 35-7 Notre Dame. Final 15 minutes of this ball game. Second down, goal to go from the 4 for Southern California. They're in switching the ends of the field. The Trojans are going into the wind, and right now they've got to deal with the Notre Dame student section down there, which is very noisy.
If you can't hear the snap count, you've got to stop. You're just likely to get a fumble or a busted play, and the student body has got to give them a chance to snap the ball. They will.
All right, it's Tutufu at fullback. Lynn Kane, the tailback. They're going to split him this time. Hurdle gives it to Kane, and touchdown, Trojans. So Lynn Kane, who lost the ball a little moment ago, in the closing moments of the third quarter, fumbling it out of the end zone. There's a turnover. This time hits in for the touchdown. And with 14 minutes and 57 seconds to play in the ball game, the Trojans now have a chance to make it a 35-14 ball game. Or 15.
Looks like they're going for 2.
Yes, they are. Kane and Tutufu. Simran to the right. Simran coming in motion to the left. Hurdle almost fumbled it. Want to keep it? Won't get there. Good defensive blow by Notre Dame. They sealed the door on Simran. He had no chance, and then he looked for somebody else, and he had nobody else to throw it to. So, it's 35-13, Notre Dame. Here's Bill.
All right, and an update on 2 vital scores. Oklahoma has just gone ahead of Iowa State at 8:20 to go in the third quarter. Iowa State had gone ahead 16-14 in a pass from Terry Rubley to Guy Preston. But then Oklahoma came back on a 39-yard play from Tom Loudon to Elvis Peacock, so it's 21-16 there. Now, in the game at Minneapolis, it is now in the fourth quarter. Minnesota has outgained Michigan 2-1 today. The Wolverines have been plagued with fumbles. But right now, Michigan is driving. They have the ball on the 30-yard line of Minnesota in the fourth quarter. About a minute has gone by, so we'll keep you up to date on that one. That score, incidentally, was just announced here in the Notre Dame Stadium. And, of course, all the Irish fans obviously have designs on a national championship. Certainly, the complexion is going to change drastically at the top 10 this week.
All right, Bill, if Michigan does fall, that leaves Texas, Tennessee State, and Colgate undefeated. Onside kick, fielded by, looks like number 65. Picked it up for Notre Dame. That would be Ernie Hughes, the senior guard out of Boise, Idaho. So the Trojans try the onside kick to get possession of the ball. They don't do it. Hughes covers it. Notre Dame has it. First down at their own 47-yard line. And Rob Kerr really didn't get much spin on the ball that time.
It didn't come back towards the offensive or the kicking team as it normally does. It went straight to the defensive man. Hughes, he caught it and fell over very wisely.
35-13 ball game as Joe Montana sets him up with Mitchell and Evans behind him and Waymer in motion. And it goes to Evans. And there's that wiggling running that Frank Boyle talked about a while ago.
He had the linebacker blitzed behind the pulling guard and had Evans for a 4-yard loss. He dodged him, then he dodged a couple more and made 6 yards from a 4-yard loss.
And it'll be 2nd down and 4 from the Southern California 48-yard line. Evans now 25 carries on the day for 72 yards.
They've been tough yards.
Evans again. Really took a hit that time from Clay Matthews, and Clay couldn't hang on to him. He helped bring him down, but what Clay had in mind was to drill him back as Hurdle visits on the sidelines. Watch Clay Matthews make the hit here.
Matthews, number 60, is an excellent linebacker. He's been hurt for 3 weeks, but he diagnoses the play, scrapes off, and hits him right in the hole. But Evans keeps moving forward for 3 or 4 yards.
And enough for the first down at the Southern California inside the 43, near the 42. First down, Irish. Evans, they reverse it to Waymer. Got some blocking. And holding his ground over there is the cornerback Ricky Odom to make the tackle as Waymer brought the ball to the 38-yard line.
He was the last man, too. They had it set up except for one man.
13.5 minutes to go in the game. 2nd down, 6 from the 38. Evans. And he is caught and tackled after he picks up about a yard. Larry Brazil, junior out of Fort Worth, Texas, comes up from a cornerback spot to make the stop on him. Give him a yard, make it 3rd down, 5. The comparison between the quarterbacks.
The difference is that Montana has hit the 3rd down pass.
He's 4 out of 5 in the second half for 51 yards. 3rd and 5 from inside the 38. Montana has it. He has McAfee open, and it's a first down.
It's the doggonest combination I've seen since I've been coaching football. It is unbelievable. He finds the opening spot. It's right in the crease, inside the halfback, in front of the safety, and over the linebacker. It's not easy to throw, but with that target, you just throw it up, and those big old hams, watch them. Whoop. Golly, it just engulfs the ball.
28-yard line, first down, Notre Dame. Mitchell, Dave Mitchell, who scored the first touchdown of the ball game, punches inside the 25 to the 24. McAfee now 7 catches in the game for 84 yards.
The Notre Dame coaches said that they were improving week by week, but it wasn't reflected in the polls. Even though they were winning, they weren't gaining any position. They resented that a little bit. And, of course, today they will gain some in the polls.
Especially if the Wolverines fall up at Minnesota.
Notre Dame can now think about a major bowl.
Jerome Evans dives into the stack. Rich Dimler, the middle guard, is right there to get a hold of him as he pokes his head in the mob. With 11.5 minutes to go in the ball game. Notre Dame leading 35-13. Here's Bill.
Keith, you and Frank were talking about Texas a moment ago. Here is the third quarter score, Texas 20-7. And, of course, the Longhorns easily could move into the #1 spot. Incidentally, in that game, Earl Campbell has run 58 yards for a touchdown. We saw an example of what he did last week.
Third down, short 5. Montana keeps it. Throws it. Guess who? Ken McAfee at the 10.
It took some quickness on Montana's part to fake. No one was blocked to get that ball and release it and launch it to McAfee. They looked for Montana. This was that fullback out in the flat in front and McAfee wide open. But the rush was on Montana, which you can't see here.
First down, goal to go. Notre Dame just inside the Southern California 10-yard line. McAfee 8 catches and 96 yards in the ball game. Waymer goes in motion. Goes to Waymer. And it's incomplete. He was covered by Ricky Odom, and I mean blanketed. So now it is 12 out of 22 in the ball game for Montana, and 159 yards, and a rather glum group of young people in front of the USC band.
Boy, there's a river of anguish there.
10.5 minutes to play in a ball game, 10:33 to be exact. Texas next week will be up against Texas Tech Red Raiders, and I guess Mr. Allison, Rodney Allison's back practicing, huh?
Rodney Allison's one of the great players in our league, and he's back after an injury. It'll be a big ball game.
Second down, goal to go. Doman in motion. Montana gives it to Jerome Evans. Gutierrez gets a piece of him, and then the defensive secondary comes up to do the job. Thurman and Odom. And there'll be a loss on that play.
When you run the I formation off tackle play, Keith, you don't break outside very often. You usually cut back. He'll learn that with more practice out of this new formation they've used.
Ed Gutierrez tumbled into the SC band and broke a cymbal. It'll be third down. The football is sitting back at the 13-yard line. So the Trojan defense still clawing and stretching and unwilling to yield here with 9:50 to go in a ball game. Third goal from the 13. Montana straight back. Goes to the corner. It is intercepted in the end zone by Ricky Odom. He comes back out across the 5 to the 7. The pass intended for Urich. And so the Trojans hold. And with 9:34 to go in the game, SC gets the ball back, trailing 35-13. As we come back to the live action at Notre Dame Stadium here in South Bend, the Fighting Irish leading the Trojans of Southern California 35-13. Goodyear Airship America, Captain Don McDuff hovering over the stadium. Rob Hurdle throwing a long, deep, incomplete forward pass intended for Kevin Williams. It is second down and 10 from the 8-yard line. And Charles White, running out of the tailback position, sweeps it up across the 15. Just kind of depends on where he went out of bounds as the whole bunch of them went tumbling into the SC band.
And somebody's hurt. A Notre Dame player.
And there's timeout on the field as a result of the player injury. It's hard to get that many people scrambled out of the way, and I possibly ran into some piece of equipment or something. The time is out with 9:21 to go in the game. We'll be right back. All right, as we come back to Notre Dame Stadium, it is fourth down on an incomplete pass by Hurdle intended for Simron. On fourth down from the 13-yard line, they need 4 yards, and they're going for it. Hurdle's pass for Sweeney. I think he was out of bounds, and he was. And so USC gambles on fourth down from the 13-yard line. The ball goes incomplete, and Notre Dame gets it back. Now, I think we're going to see some different names and numbers coming onto the field. Folks getting a chance to show off the green jersey for the first time. Here's the fourth down play, thrown to Sweeney. And
this little simple sideline cut, but he couldn't keep his feet in bounds.
Got that front foot out. It all lies in the interpretation of the word possession.
Close.
9:12 to go in the game. And Notre Dame first down at the Southern California 13-yard line. Montana to heaven. He's inside the 10, just barely. Give him 3, second down, 7.
Joe Montana will be remembered by Notre Dame fans for a long time for this victory because this meant a great deal to this coaching staff and the Notre Dame football program.
Not to mention a whole lot of alumni.
Yes, Subway alumni across the nation.
8:40 to go in a ball game as they set up on second down and 7 from the 10. Heaven to the 8. It'll be 3rd and 5.
He had that ball wrapped up with both hands, both arms, as you're supposed to, close to the goal line in thick traffic.
Steve Orsini is in there at the fullback position, number 14, a senior out of Hummelstown, Pennsylvania. In the backfield with Evans. Montana has a look. At the Southern Cal defense, doesn't like what he sees, calls timeout with 8:02 to play in a ball game. And Notre Dame leading SC 35-13. With Notre Dame shifting to the I formation much of the time, Jerome Heavens last week had 34 carries in the win over Army. As of today, he's 31 carries for 83 yards. And Joe Montana on third down rolls to throw. Heavens out of bounds at the 2. But that will be a first down for Notre Dame.
I like his outside pitches. Boy, they don't intercept those. Don't get them intercepted.
So the Irish running it up here with a first down and goal to go at the 2-yard line. This one should pretty much put it out of reach.
Yes, it's been 2 big scores, the 51-0 and then the 54-28 or something like that.
It is Heavens, and he almost lost the ball at the 1-yard line as he tried to leap in there. That was a 55-24 score you were trying to remember. I remember it vividly.
One of the most unusual games, I guess, I've ever witnessed.
No question about it. Incredible. Ball is at the 1-yard line as Jones comes jogging off the field, and he gets a roar from the Notre Dame folks. 32 carries, 84 yards. He may take the rest of the day off. Montana now sets it up. And it is Steve Orsini trying to punch it in on second down, and he didn't make it. Tell you, it takes some gizzard by that Southern California defense to hang in there. They're down 35-13 with the clock running at 7 minutes to play in a ball game, and they're just going to make you earn every inch you get.
You have to take your hats off to them. They came here expecting to win, get beaten like this. It's easy to shut down.
Third down, goal to go from the 1, Montana. Touchdown. You know who went over and picked him up first? Ken McAfee.
Ken McAfee ought to put him to bed, buy him a milkshake or anything. Boy, he watches and looks for him.
Montana took the snap from Dave Huffman, just sort of slid in behind Huffman, Hughes, and McDaniels, and tumbled into the end zone at 6:39 to go in the game. It's now 41-13. The conversion try by Reeve. Last time he kicked it, hit the upright. This one sails through. And the score builds. Notre Dame 42, Southern California 13. Let's check up on some more scores now with Phil.
All right, Keith, and now with 3 minutes and 32 seconds to go, Minnesota 16, Michigan nothing, in what will be the biggest upset so far this year. Paul Rogan has kicked his 3rd field goal of the day, 32 yards. The Golden Gophers stopped Michigan on the 13-yard line, took over on downs, and now they have scored again. And so it's going to be a long, unhappy ride back to Ann Arbor. But by the same token, for the first time in a long time, the Golden Gophers have really something to cheer about as they keep the little brown jug, at least it looks like it, for the first time since 1967.
Minnesota, of course, is on probation as of the present time, and I believe barred from postseason play, but I guess that's still in the courts to some degree. But the thing I was thinking of, as Bill was talking about the little brown jug, they'll put something in it in Minnesota tonight.
You bet.
Here's the kickoff. It goes to Lynn Kane at the board. And he's out to the 25, where the Trojans will put it in play. Montana on the day, 13 out of 24 for 166 yards and 2 touchdowns. He has run for 14 yards, and he has scored 2 touchdowns. So Montana has accounted for 4 of Notre Dame's scores.
He's gained that confidence. The coaches and players have got the confidence in him. He could be a great quarterback, what I've seen today.
Anybody named Joe Montana from Monongahela, Pennsylvania, has got to succeed ultimately. You know that we're going to be naming the offensive and defensive players of the ball game with their respective players and their universities to receive $1,000 each from Chevrolet for the General Scholarship Fund, and you saw Charlie White get launched over there by Steve Heimkreider.
What a tackle.
I'm just glad to see Charles up walking around after that.
Heimkreider comes underneath him as White jumps. It's about a 6.5-foot high jump.
Charles White, 24 carries. He's run for 130 yards today, but it's been out there in the middle of the field.
Between the 30s.
Got 3, second down, 7. Hurdle to throw it, throws it short to Mosi Tutupu. And Mosi is up for the first down at the 37-yard line. There is Joe Montana. He is the offensive player of the game.
He was the difference, really, in this Notre Dame football team from what I've seen on film in the 3 previous games.
$1,000 scholarship to Notre Dame's General Scholarship Fund from Chevrolet. In the name of Joe Montana. We'll give you the defensive man here in a few moments. Got 6 minutes to play in the ball game. That's the earliest ballot ever taken. Hurdle hums it. Sweeney got it at the 39 of Notre Dame.
About the first pass across the middle they had to handle in the call. They dropped 3 or 4. Sweeney goes in motion to change their pass coverage and try to confuse the issue, and he's trailing the split end and breaks back across the middle. The toughest position to cover on football is over the linebackers in front of the safety net.
Sweeney's only caught 4 today, but he's accounted for 99 yards. Hurdle draws it to Lynn Kane. And Kane, who plays both tailback and fullback, runs it down to about the 32.
Notre Dame was coming on the snap. Set the draw pay up for Southern Cal.
Obviously, time is the ally of Notre Dame. We've only got 5:10 to play in the game and a 42-13 lead. There is Joe Montana, whom we defined earlier as our Chevrolet offensive player of the game. At the 31, second down and 1. Swing it out to Charles White down the sideline. First down, Southern California at the Notre Dame 14-yard line.
Well-executed play with the new rules allowing you to block the linebackers and the halfback when the pass is thrown behind the line of scrimmage.
Brad Buddy, the strong guard, number 71, was downfield, and there's the other end of that passing combination for Notre Dame today, Ken McAfee, that has been absolutely spectacular.
His daddy was quite a football player himself.
Saw him yesterday, and he was walking around here sort of anticipating more trouble than he has seen. Hurdle on first down. Goes to the corner. Sweeney, touchdown.
There was a mismatch again. The wide receiver on the strong safety, and there was a just a complete mismatch, and he outran him for the corner. Caught Notre Dame in man-to-man coverage. Here's the replay of it. 24 Sweeney fakes inside. Strong safety cannot cover him. As you can see, he's trailing him by a good 3 or 4 steps as he gives up defensive effort.
So the Trojans put another score on the board to make it a 42-19 ball game, and we'll have the extra point try, and it's going to be a 2-pointer. Kane and Tutupu. Mosi is up in a slot position. Studdard to the left, Mosi in motion. Pitch to Kane. Tutupu leads him, and Kane can't get there. So the 2-point conversion fails as Joe Restic comes up to nail him down short of the goal line. 4:21 to go in the game. Southern California tries the onside kick one more time. And one more time it doesn't work as Notre Dame put their receivers and backs up on the line of scrimmage. And it looked like it was Terry Urick that was up there in front that grabbed a hold of that. And down he went in a heap, and he's still down. Bob Golick has been chosen as the Chevrolet defensive player of the game and a $1,000 general scholarship fund donation will be made to Notre Dame University in the name of Bob Golick, who had a heck of a day. Big number 55. He had 9 assists. He had 2 solo tackles, and he was a tower of strength in that defensive position. It was Randy Harrison, number 10, not 40, that stepped up to take that ball and was really banged down. And comes off the field, walking all right. Dark clouds beginning to loom on the horizon, offering some inclement weather, I think, for the evening hours here in South Bend, Indiana. As we move along toward the conclusion of this ball game, Randy Harrison, who was banged up, looks like it might be a leg injury. He's been a sturdy performer here for 4 years at Notre Dame. Fighting Irish have the football. 3rd down, and they need 6 yards. The football sitting just short of the Southern California 41 with 3:02 to play in the game. Bill?
All right, with 1 minute and 7 seconds to go, Minnesota leading 16-0. Bo Schembechler, as the Michigan coach, has never been shut out at Ann Arbor, and Michigan has gone 113 games without being shut out, but they're only 67 seconds away from it now. Back here in just a moment.
Back here in South Bend, Rusty Lish in at quarterback just hit Steve Orsini for a first down for Notre Dame at the Southern California 32-yard line. Jim Stone, the freshman out of Seattle now, in the backfield for Notre Dame. 2:56 to play in the game, and the Irish leading the Trojans 42-19. As Stone, 185-pounder, carries it up the middle for a little gain. Maybe he got a yard, possibly 2. Right after the post-game show today, ABC's Wide World of Sports, with the United States-Romania women's gymnastics competition out of the Superdome in New Orleans, Harlem Globetrotters. Also, a lot of fun. Enjoy it later today here on ABC. Clock running at 2:25 to go in the ball game. It is 2nd down, call it 8. Just inside the 30 as Rusty Lish gives the ball to Orsini, and he hits it to the 26-yard line. USC ranked 4th and 5th in the respective AP and UPI polls. Notre Dame 10th and 11th. It is Notre Dame that is going to make the big jump in the standings. It is Michigan and Southern California that are going to make the big tumble, unless something terribly dramatic happens at Minnesota, where Michigan was trailing 16-0, as Bill Fleming told you, with only 67 seconds to play in the game. Here, this one is settled. This issue is done. It's 42-19 with 1 minute and 40 seconds to play. Rusty Lish throws short to Orsini, and Orsini goes for another Notre Dame first down.
Notre Dame's pass protection has been phenomenal. I don't believe he's really been rushed all day, has either quarterback.
John Robinson and his Southern California Trojans go back home, and they'll play at Berkeley against a very good California team next week. There's the UPI Coaches Poll. You can see Southern Cal 4th and Notre Dame 10th. There is going to be some moving in the ranks when the votes are compiled this coming Monday. First down at the 13-yard line of Southern Cal for Notre Dame. And into the ball game comes number 21. Now Dan Devine putting everybody who's healthy enough to get in. It's Dan Nutt running at a halfback position, number 21. And it's a final. Minnesota has defeated Michigan 16-0. We'll have all the rest of the scores on the Prudential College scoreboard, but there is the stunner, 16-0 Minnesota. Well, this one here has been surprising, too, in the manner in which it's been done and by the decisiveness of it, the margin of the score.
No one would have predicted it.
Gain is across the 5 by Pete Pallas at fullback. Number 45 in the game with 30 seconds to play. Notre Dame has the ball at the Southern Cal 4, and there is a Trojan down on the field, and it's going to be a long ride home for that man right there and his team. Here are the offensive and defensive players. Joe Montana, quarterback. Bob Golick, middle linebacker, sometimes playing in a down position for the Irish. Notre Dame getting $1,000 in the name of Montana and Golick for their General Scholarship Fund from Chevrolet. Montana on the day, 13 out of 24, 166 yards for 2 touchdowns. He ran 14 yards, and he pushed into the end zone for 2 touchdowns. The man who was shaken on the play was Ty Sperling, nose guard for Southern Cal, but you see him leaving the field upright. So Ty's all right. 27 seconds to play. Clock running now. Notre Dame with the ball. 3rd down at the Southern Cal 4. Rusty Lish throws in the end zone. Touchdown to Kevin Hart, son of Leon. And the students are now pouring out. Spectators coming onto the field with 12 seconds to play in the game, and it has grown very lopsided with 12 seconds to play. Research today by Jerry Klein. Mike Swanson handling our stats. Executive producer of ABC Sports, Rune Arledge. While we clear the field, let me tell you who's responsible for today's telecast. Coverage of today's game produced by Chuck Howard, directed by Andy Sedaris, our technical director, John Allen, associate director Vic Gonzalez, engineering supervisor Barb Armbruster, unit manager Barbara Sipe, assistant to the producer Kurt Gowdy Jr., and a lot of fine engineers and cameramen. Here's the extra point try now. Bergmeyer to hold, Reed to kick, 12 seconds to play. They're trying to make it an even 30-point lead. Reed gets it, and it is 49-19. Wow. Michigan loses, shut out. 16-0 by Minnesota.
What will this win do for the Notre Dame team the rest of the year, Keith?
I will bet you one thing, Frank, they'll wear green jerseys.
As long as Dan Devine's coaching, he'll wear green jerseys at Notre Dame.
(49-19) as we tick off the final seconds of the ball game. ABC's Wide World of Sports coming up very shortly, as soon as the game expires. A most decisive outing for the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame.
Keith, they got the momentum and they never gave it up. I think the turning point when they had those fumbles, when Southern Cal recovered the fumble, scored 7-7, they fumbled it right back. Notre Dame scored, and from then on, they never lost the momentum. 6,000 students are going to take the field here in a very short time.
Yes, they sure are. Bernard Tarver back there at the goal line, along with Bob Connors, and Joe Eunice will kick it off now with only 12 seconds left to play in the game. It's Tarver. 22-yard line. Crowd counting. Clock stopped. 6 seconds to play. Here they come again. But they'll have one more play. What? Somebody out there in the huddle.
With a camera.
All right, he's off the field. Chief Jackson, Frank Royals, Phil Fleming. The announcing crew for you today. We hope you've enjoyed the ball game. Paul McDonald is in the lineup at quarterback for Southern California. With 6 seconds to play, he hands the ball off. It goes up the middle. That should do it. Ball game is over. Clip provided for today's telecast by the Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company. Travel arrangements made through and a promotional fee paid by United Airlines. United built the largest airline in the free world around you. Final score, Notre Dame 49, Southern California 19. This is a presentation of ABC Sports, recognized around the world as the leader in sports television.